$1.6 million prize pool. I'm double checking to make sure they haven't changed any details since they told us last time. $1 million in US dollars for first prize. That is for the winner. $1 million for winning DotA.
Your turn to pick.
DotA.com. The tournament tab is up to our website will actually change for the next 24 hours as well. So you guys can actually read all the details.
The day I transformed into an adult was the day I started playing Dota.
10 seconds
when
remaining.
You go up on the stage, you represent your country for something, you get the prize.
5 seconds
it's the
remaining.
Of, satisfaction and achievement that nothing else can give you. It's something I definitely not regret ever.
Your
doing.
turn
Gaming
to
is
pick.
Simply the proudest thing in life.
It can be called gamer, but for me, it's something different. One way to forget
10
about playing
seconds
is
remaining.
to do something that you will be in completely.
Oh,
So,
5 seconds
computer
remaining.
games, for me, it was everything.
Oh, damn.
This is my career. I chose to do it for so long. Success in my eyes is always based off on how other people see you. In the eyes of the public, and it's up to them.
It's important to be doing things that you love and you really appreciate, because that's your passion, man. You should really work for your passions. Yeah.
Okay, guys, you have 7 minutes to set everything up, and then we go.
This is the first time I really wanted to take something seriously and do something good for my life.
Ten years ago, competitive gaming wasn't even really a thing.
This one is in the bag.
Prepare for battle.
Or whatever you wanted.
When I started playing, we've been fighting for 24 bottles of beer as the first place. I'm not joking.
From there, though, online happened. And all of a sudden, you weren't just trying to be the best on your block. Now you're trying to be the best in the world. And that opened up competitive gaming to a whole new landscape. And one of the games really leading the way is DotA.
A position of power.
DotA is sort of a combination
Your
of
prayer
football and
and
soccer for the Americans and chess. This is probably how I would try to explain DotA to someone who's not familiar with it. At least that's what I did to my parents.
30 seconds to battle.
DotA is a game of momentum. You as 5 players try and battle against the other 5 players for momentum.
Onward. Very good. Yes. To battle. To battle. A position of power.
Okay.
I ordain it.
Sumail. Yes.
Very good.
No particular order. Sumail. Miracle.
Sound it.
You gotta take people in the
Your prayer and
Come on, liquid fanboy, relax.
Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry, Miracle. You're always in my heart. So it's Sumail, Somnus.
Yes.
And
onward.
Okay, Anna.
Yeah, okay. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna
Yes.
pull into some names that we haven't heard yet. I'm gonna say, let's see, challenge. Yeah, I think.
Oh, ye of little faith.
As a big
God
fan,
help
I was very insulted that you replaced him with Ame, but Ame has had a tremendous tournament.
Your prayer and
Thank you, you recovered.
I didn't explain all around talent and friends with
people around there.
Very good.
Come out, Samael maybe was on there. Miracle was on there, but I think that was yesterday because he was still.
I ordain
The
it.
other than Crit, Jerax, one that you guys haven't mentioned is Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the
Sound
guy's taking his team to the grand, the grand final, and that's an unbelievable.
Let me a
brand new to TI.
Especially if you
Heaven help you.
in which he is, right? Like this is this is the first tournament. He's won nothing before this, and he comes in.
A position
and,
of power.
I think he's a player that does have very high highs, and sometimes he gets some lows. But
Attack.
the fact that you have these high highs on the main stage where you need it the most, I think that's the most.
To battle.
Good gents, but we have something very interesting ahead.
You wish you were never
As well as
spawned.
ahead, a look back as well.
Reach for the sky.
We are here live at Gamescom 2011 in beautiful Cologne for the International
Yes.
Dota 2 Championship. Andy, he goes for the dream call, he gets him. Na'Vi have just won $1 million.
We're live from
God,
Seattle,
give it to
the
me.
home of Seattle Symphony, to the International Dota 2 Championship.
Divine invasion.
Salutations, Dota fans. Welcome into the International 2013
Very good.
Alliance. I'm doing it. The Kings of the North.
First blood. A position of power.
Welcome to
My claws are red with the gore of first blood. Beware. The heavens seem closer now.
This'll come in handy.
Welcome to the International 2016.
On. To battle.
Welcome to the International 7.
I'm ordained. Good God, man. I'm under attack. Your prayer answered. Your prayer answered. A position of power.
Attack.
Forward. Onward. Double kill. I'm not ready. Just you wait. To battle. Nature abhors
Dear Dota 2 teams and
sound
e-sport fans,
advice.
我谨代表上海市政府和2400万上海市民，对我选择上海作为明年 Dota 2总决赛的举办地表示衷心的感谢。上海将对举办此次赛事给予全力支持。我现在就在上海浦东的世博园区，2019年的 Dota 2总决赛就即将在我身后的 Mercedes 奔驰文化中心举办。明年，让我们欢聚上海，共同期待精彩纷呈的 Dota 2电竞盛会。Dear friends,
Your prayer
welcome
answered.
to Shanghai TI9.
Sound advice.
There we go.
Bye, my wisdom.
For the International 2019 time ever goes to Asia.
Very good.
We love visiting as well. We've been there a lot this year. Gents, you've been there as well. Shanghai is such a great central hub of esports as well as Dota 2. Can't be in a better place.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the Chinese scene
Beware.
has been so integral to the entire Dota 2 scene for so long, and I think that Shanghai especially,
Bye,
there's
my
so many
wisdom.
times for so many different events, and the fans there are absolutely rabid for Dota.
They are incredible, Peter.
Heaven help you.
It's quite the bomb to drop on us on the final day. I didn't know we were getting that kind of information today.
A position of power.
That's exciting. Yeah, why not?
You just asked me what I feel reignited. I mean, after this,
I don't see any why, so this will have to do.
Good year.
To battle.
He wasn't excited before. He's super excited now. And he's about to get even more excited, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to bring out our first team for this lower bracket final. It's Evil Geniuses.
Divine invasion. Utterly denied. Yes. A position of power. I ordain it. Sound advice. Onward.
Here they come, Evil Geniuses. Guaranteed a top 3 spot for the
Very
first
good.
time at the international. The only team to do so. They're still gunning.
Your
for a
prayer
second
answered.
stages of champions. Can that curse be lifted? They have to win this match. And they've got
Sound
one foe in their way. They were fantastic all the way through
structures
the
are
upper bracket until
fortified.
they met OG. They are PSG
God help you
LGD.
God give it to me. Your prayer answered. Invisibility. Unstoppable. Forward. God's wrath. To battle.
PSG LGD.
Onward.
Into the lower bracket final, looking for one step further.
A position of
to
power.
become champions of TI8. And to continue
Your middle
to
tower is under attack.
Attack!
It is of course an 8th year. Very lucky as far as China is concerned, right?
You wish you were never
I
spawned.
did not know that before you told me that, but I'll take your word for it.
Reach for the sky.
Number out there. No, today. We'll let those settle down inside.
You wish you were never spawned.
A little bit longer and work our way towards the draft for the first game. Peter, are you right?
I ordain it.
Eastern year, right? Western team was going to win.
As well, because if the
Regeneration.
Get out of that arena.
Very good.
I had to go back to TI1 then.
Alright, looks like
Yes.
we're going to Eastern Europe in a couple weeks, right?
Nhớ lật đồ luôn. Cắt kìa.
It all kicks on against it.
Yes.
This'll come in handy.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Enough is as good as a feast.
No? What do you mean?
To battle.
There's probably going to be a patch and like the Ice Park's going to put up this huge meta patch.
It's not
days,
hard.
like, okay, figure it out. You guys have a week and a half. So just
Very good.
like hopefully everybody else here.
You already have a new hero to figure out as well, so.
Is that a 5?
Divine monster kill.
Good player. I like playing the old school heroes.
Your
you know?
prayer
The new guys,
answered.
that's a young man's game.
Yeah, like
Đúng đi
Jared.
tay quá vậy.
That's his kind of hero.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Four.
Speculation about whose hero that might be. I think it's quite fun as well. What did you make of that reveal yesterday?
So the funniest thing was we were
Onward.
standing out here in Midlands and we were watching it and we saw a new hero. Kind of expected it, sure, happened last year, and then we see another new hero. Okay.
Sound
and the crowd, of
advice.
course, was excited.
I'll
and
save
everything.
this for later.
Your middle tower is under attack.
The moment it said,
I
yeah, that took everybody by surprise, and that made everybody
position of
much
power.
more hype, and I think that was really special.
That's probably why I had a problem getting on to Steam last night as well.
Bye
so
bye.
everybody was trying to get on. Everybody wanted to see what it was all about.
Yeah, it's fun. So there's great.
I ordain it.
Let's look at it.
Double damage.
Peter's already made the.
Onward.
They've been playing some fantastic DotA, but how good is it compared to
Your
LGD?
prayer answered.
I mean, after the beating they took from Liquid in the group stage,
Very
I
good.
think they've only really been. If they lost the series to OG, it was super close. If they dropped the series to OG, they've been looking pretty much invincible. So.
Yes.
Proving to other person, you're
Thunderous applause.
seemed a bit like, oh, let's have a let's expect that kind of performance. But now Matt perhaps found actually like a decent performance.
To
The
battle.
other one, of course, is they beat LGD 2-0 in the group stage, having lost 7 of their
Your
previous
top tower
games.
is under
They're
attack.
trying to remove that voodoo as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's funny about OG
God
is
help
that
you
when
now.
you look at it, it was like every single
Your top tower is under attack.
So, okay, now LGD's or OG's gonna drop down. Now they're gonna drop down. No, they won't make winners brackets. That's not gonna happen. Nope. They're in the grand finals now, and
Heaven help you.
I didn't quite expect. I actually thought they were gonna be going to the grand finals of the bracket because
To battle.
so good.
Quá ghê, một cái
versus
tay
Liquid.
đánh đã mày.
I think they just had some flawless performances
Beware.
until they met up against to be able to draw a lot of mistakes out of teams.
Your
They're,
prayer
very
answered.
different, I would say, chaotic play.
Just on the side there, Peter, I know you're very busy during the CI.
I ordain it.
Má đánh nãy giờ đéo lọt luôn.
Don't bottle up your feelings.
Thế là
I put LGD as the winners.
Did you?
But I mean,
Is your bracket
Sound
I didn't
advice.
like fill out a bracket.
A fitting bounty.
Honestly, now I'm going to go down the line. Do you do the same thing?
Four.
You didn't fill the whole bracket out, man.
No, I just put the winner in.
Reach for the sky. It's not time.
Oh, guys, come on then.
God help you now.
So I was going to reveal as well, and I hate to say this.
Your middle tower is under attack.
After that.
The first one was the lower bracket.
Yes.
I think a lot of people did.
Do you think?
Yes, I think as much out of OG. I think that I would say pro players, Peter.
God give
Anybody
it
else
to
expect
me.
this much out of OG?
People at the very beginning of this tournament. the
Your
teams
bottom
are
tower
totally
is
different
under
beasts by
attack.
the end. So it's they're riding a wave right now, and they're in the finals.
A position of power.
They might be. Favored.
But to answer your question, Paul, I think nobody expected it.
Divine invasion.
Yeah,
Bye bye whiskers. That's good stuff. Very good.
You think that's a world class?
Well, it's more about how they were playing on the first couple of the group stage. They just
A position of
absolutely
power.
liquid, and they were just moving through everybody like there was nothing.
I ordain
I've learned a lot about kind of just the draft in general, obviously, but there's a lot of first pick, I feel like you have to draft so well. You have to just like waiting to see where they're gonna mess up. Like, oh, we're gonna get a last pick Huskar, last pick Alchemist, last pick whatever. Yeah, we're gonna get a Drought Strat or a Broodmother.
To battle.
Luckily, I think in this series, I don't think either of these teams really prefers to play Broodmother, but we should have
Sound
seen Gyro
advice.
and Alchemist.
Yeah. And Storm moving towards that.
Storm, yeah. That 18 pick is really, really strong.
Yeah. What have you made of that meta? It has changed, isn't it? From what we saw in the group.
I don't see any why, so this will have to do.
There's still a very large focus
To battle.
on the laning phase. I think this matchup, Enchantress is the most interested to see if it gets let out of the pool because EG.
Cắt nó hụt của đó hoài bay.
They've actually just left it out.
Má đồ
Your
tài.
prayer answered.
And she'll get through. And she'll get through, I think.
Well, we're going to find out.
Not
Ladies and gentlemen, are you
Heaven
ready
help
for
you.
the first low-bracket game in the day?
I'm not ready. Bye bye whiskey.
GLGD versus Evo.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Onward.
Here it is then, all on the line for Evil Geniuses and PSG LGD. Best of 3 games coming, draft just around the corner, and we'll get some thoughts from Africa.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
What are you expecting from LGD?
Very good. I ordain it. Sound. Position of power. I'm not ready. Your prayer
Do
answered.
you think Wisp gets through? I feel like that's a big juggle in the first phase of the draft. Is who wants to play against Wisp?
Very good.
Give up the Wisp and steal the Gyro.
Illusion. Beware.
I'm wasting EG, they first pick Weaver and leave the Wisp.
Dire structures are fortified.
The Wisp Gyro is so hard to pass up.
I ordain Scepter.
I don't know.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
I just thought the fact that you aren't able to relocate it with the global silence every single time you hear that noise, you just hit the global silence. We saw the way that I actually managed to counter Liquid in their
to battle.
To run that split push, that kind of 3 and 2 style where you just play aggressive.
Position of power.
Yeah, the Wisp, it's actually pretty good later, and some what he actually does is he provides like
Your top tower is under attack.
Not so fast.
So if you want to like beat this gyro in lane, you have to outreach at him with heroes like
reach for the sky.
Necrophos, because really, if you're any other hero in that lane, you have to constantly use the courier and spend all your money on
you will never spawn.
He's got like 300% healing on his like 6 tangos and his
oh, ye of little faith. Sound
considering how important the mid matchups are right now, like that.
Very good.
The enemy's middle tower has been denied.
As much. No, definitely
not. I ordain it.
I can't believe it. Crit is like, yeah, that was
This'll come in handy.
A position of power.
One of the best Willow players. It's like,
it's worth a first pick, right? Like, at this point, it's worth a first pick.
To battle.
Sure, right?
DotA chữa lành vậy là chết rồi.
Invisibility.
Especially because like there's that Willow combination that's haunted so many teams throughout this tournament.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think it's also a very strong hero against Wisp. Maybe that helps protect the.
I mean, EG like the bonus time to ban this hero, so that.
It's up to your mortality.
On first pick, but they also didn't want to like deal with
your prayer and
also like if you like some teams did a couple like first pick
tinies
and then they would like Willow. Yeah, a lot of times like Willow's moved up so high in priority. If you first pick Wraith King, people pick Willow, and Willow's really good against Wraith King because you just dodge the stun and it's really easy.
Sound advice. It's not time yet. It's not time yet.
And, I like Necrophos up against the Wisp, but Wisp Gyrocopter actually has like a pretty good.
To battle.
They have some skills to kill Necro.
And I think this proved to be one of the most potent aggro duel lanes. Able to protect the Enchantress.
Your middle tower is under attack.
About the Enchantress and Necrophos being good against the Wisp Gyro, just because the lane. But then we've traditionally thought of Gyro being good because of the fact of like the magic damage.
Enchantress is a hero that you really have to play. You rely on playing through your lanes, and if your Enchantress lane loses,
reach for the sky.
It's difficult to make that happen because she's so really difficult. But if you have a way to
position of power
like the mid to late game, then losing your lane at the beginning is especially like
not yet.
There's not that silencer in the pool this
your
time.
Prayer and
monster
kill. You can rise from heaven. A position of power.
Against the Shaker, right? You can actually shut both of you down and immediately burst both of you down as well.
Don't bottle up your feelings. Very good.
And it's the hero.
Yes. Regeneration. Sound advice.
Có bình là EPS khác quá.
It's not time.
A lot of teams are trying to emphasize that right there. They want to be able to have really strong later.
To battle.
But they still want a really strong team fighter in as well. Earthshaker, Dark Moon, these kind of heroes.
In the second phase of the draft here, we're going to see LGD's 2 bans. They're most likely 2 heroes that they think that Earthshaker lanes.
I'm not ready.
And then pick the best hero. The best hero in the pool. Ursa and Weaver are already banned. Is Clinks is banned as well?
Very good.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed. Radiant's courier has been killed. Your bottom tower is under attack.
It's not time yet.
They're just like
Your prayer
and
answers.
they somehow win the game.
Yeah. But every time I see him, he keeps fighting and fighting and fighting, and he runs away with like 50 health and he just doesn't die.
Sound
misses and
advice.
everything, just like, I don't know, that guy just can't die with a hero.
He is prepared for that, has buyback.
A position of power.
The team fight.
Spectre's pretty annoying to play against that guy.
So what are some of the other offlaners that you want
Very
to
good.
protect a Spectre pick? If you're kind of leaning that way with the Batrider, what else is out there?
To battle.
I think somebody that can just like really bully you on the lane. I'm a big. My team is a big fan of
4.
Panda up against like a melee hero like that. Right. I'm not sure what EG rates that hero. I know S4's been playing a lot more semi carries rather than these like teamfight initiator heroes. I don't think he's been playing very many.
It feels like their style, right? They want to be able to win the lane.
Your bottom tower is under
That they
attack.
win late game, and that's maybe where they
Generally, Grid has been playing lots of initiators for them.
Yeah.
Like really starting off with team fights. Same thing.
Wait for it.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Position of power.
Definitely to look out for. EG also does have that 18 pick, which is
I'm not ready.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
Your prayers answer. Not yet.
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has fallen.
Your prayer. At least I need to. 4.
Your top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Divine invasion.
Your Shan has fallen to the Dire.
The heavens seem closer now. A position of power.
Cái lối sạt đầu đeo thuốc máu để ý mày.
Not yet. Beware.
And they don't really have anything that Lich is like particularly good against.
Very good.
So you definitely need to bolster up your team fight.
Ai lột vớt rồi đánh thấy đủ sao.
And you want catch. You want catch for sure. If you have
Không phải đâu.
Yeah, that's gonna come later.
Sound advice.
I think that's gonna come with the Sumail. Maybe they might even go for that
Not
18
yet.
Storm Spirit still, just because there's
To
a
battle.
hero. It might also come with the Alchemist.
Undying, yeah. There's a team fighter, very good against all the heroes.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Very good.
And they recognize that this Earthshaker and Tiny 2 melees this early in the draft makes Undying always a quality pick to help you get through laning phase.
What's the position 5 that Xnova likes?
I think
I'm not ready.
really high movement speed.
Your
got high
prayer
armor, he's got
answers.
high HP. He trades pretty effectively with Brain Cell. Undying. He doesn't want to just be like chasing around ranged heroes.
Yeah,
he's
he
pretty
doesn't like
sad
that.
when he's doing that.
We have actually seen Nature's Prophet as a counter to Undying, just laying them up, and then you just bullies the Undying.
Yeah, Undying's pretty upset in that matchup, but then you have a Nature's Prophet up against a Wisp Gyro,
4.
and that's, you know, that's Wisp Gyro, they love
To battle.
Really good versus the Jar up to right, being able to get that enfeeble on.
Yeah, and EG has no stuns. All of a sudden, that flank cannon.
Sound advice.
They definitely
A position of power.
What do you think about the lane Alchemist Tiny?
Tốn tiền lắm.
5-5.
At some point, I think that he gets tanked
Lắc
out.
quá gì?
Like level 5 tiny combo, and then I think that after that, the game is just pretty happy.
It's not time yet.
People underestimate it too.
I'm not ready.
Acid spray. The creep wave
Well,
hits you
yeah,
for like
but
25
onward.
damage every hit because it's 0 armor.
So in this case, is it enough
A position of
reliability
power.
that you're thinking about changing it?
It's just really tough to do at this
4.
point in your draft. EG's gonna make it question, you know, picking some alchemists.
I ordain it.
What do you think about, I don't know, PSG, like Terrorblade in these kind of situations?
Yes.
Late gamer, carry.
Terrorblade's okay. It's just you have a pretty rough time in laning against Undying in a lot of games.
Sound
and
advice.
also, like, your matchup
Invisibility.
it's not that favorable. I think EG's done a really good job.
Your
with this
prayer
matchup to really
answered.
trap LGD.
Not yet. Very good.
Could maybe potentially is just have
To
Omni
battle.
play that tiny and pick a new mid laner like Bloodseeker's already banned.
A position of power.
It's rough.
Yeah, he's not a big tiny player either.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Your prayer answered.
Yeah, so they could Huskar, but I maybe didn't have the best.
Yes.
Huskar. I think you played Huskar the other day, or maybe that was Ori.
There was maybe Huskar.
Four.
One with, I think.
No, it lost.
In the OG series, right?
Sound advice.
How do you feel about Storm Spirit?
Won the game?
Yeah, they won the group game.
Matchup against Alchemist.
Onward.
Yeah, top of Bio and Venom.
Bye.
Radiant structures are
Được
fortified.
sàn để mất hết tất cả luôn rồi.
Make the point that it's a swipe to play against.
Very good.
Your middle tower has fallen.
I'm not ready. Sound.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
God help you. It's not time yet. Our father.
cái hết mana mày.
Of any other team. Watch out for S4's tower.
Em gánh đảo rồi.
Watch out for EG's team fight.
Má giật ulti cái đứng máy. Thôi, mày con nét cái nhìn ngáo vậy.
80 team assists per match. No other team over 68 in the event. Maybe he's going to try and take over the game early. He's averaging 5 kills per match at the 20-minute mark on the main stage. Easily more than any other player. Will LGD make it East versus West, or will EG set up the ultimate grand
Your
final
prayer
run?
answered.
Put your hands together for Lyrical and Trent.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in the Rogers Arena, we have a lower bracket finals. Trent, it's East versus West already at the get-go. How you feel?
Heaven help you.
Watch a bloodbath as the numbers seem to be putting it here. The stats
battle.
don't lie. It is an insane amount of kills between the two players to start the game. Now it's second
Totally, and you look at these picks that they've got as well. The Spectre so often being that late game, you need to be able to secure it early, otherwise it just takes over. But on the other side, you got the Alchemist. Greed is always good, and they might be able to make it work. How you feeling about that little dynamic as well?
I would say definitely
You wish you were never small.
And I think Ame was very well protected during the draft. You saw the heavy bans on the
Heaven help you.
the Bat Rider, the Bloodseeker, all these kills taken out of the pool.
Enough is good enough.
Like she has done so many times this tournament.
Your prayer answered.
Continue to reign supreme.
I mean, that's really one of the biggest things to
To
watch
battle.
as well as already. We got some chants coming out from the crowd here. Io Gyro so often in this tournament feels like it's unstoppable. You stack up the jungle, you start to get to a quick level 25 on that Io, so possible with the XP talent, and then eventually you just start doubling up the amount of damage that's dealt.
A position of power.
Winter. Pressure into the laning phase.
It's not time yet.
Too scary.
Yes.
Very good on the Enchantress at times, and currently it looks like we're just trying to figure exactly where these matchups are going to be.
Very good.
Running through the river and LGD.
Sound. Very good.
But big mysteries.
God taketh away.
It's very difficult to contest runes when you don't know where the bane is.
Sound
And so with him now wandering up top, they'll be able to spot him out, and they just know that if you try and contest that rune, they'll just
Onward.
Every time you're going to be seeing EG go in to secure as many of these bounty runes as possible.
A position of power.
We will see Sumail get on that out. He doesn't even want to go over there and contest. We were saying. So 2 for 2 as we start out in this laning stage. matchups to watch in the lanes.
I ordain it.
One down.
I'm not ready. Your prayer answered.
Every little moment.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Not going to happen. And the lane swap is
Sound.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Magboboy no, baktang.
I ordain it.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Just you wait. It's not time yet. Gold and battle.
Trouble, FY and X Nova able to turn that back around, and now Fly also
very good. Position of power.
This hero should be on her own. She's so strong in the lane. It allows you to pick heroes like Earthshaker,
yes.
and you don't really have to be there with her. You can.
Triple kill. Your prayer answered.
Kill on S4, and returning that bottom lane, you can instantly TP back forever. Kind of stick with this matchup we've been put into.
Oh, that could be a tribute.
playing in the support-ish type of role right now on that Enchantress, at least for the moment. He's going to head off to the
Your
side.
prayer answered.
In the meantime, X Nova going to TP top.
Not yet.
He took some attention.
Not yet.
Pulls it back over to the tower.
Sound advice.
And
a position of power.
Rotate up to the IO, keep harassing there.
Very good.
We've seen work so often in this tournament.
Onward.
These creeps behind his tower as well.
This'll come in handy.
Blink dagger plays that we've seen so often.
Divine. Sound advice. Double damage. Your prayer answered.
Talked a lot about for LCD, but what's important is that you don't let Sunil catch him in that jump.
Beware. I'm not ready. I ordain it. I'm not ready.
They know they've having a rough time already, and they use that to a great advantage in the earlier games to constantly pressure the enemy mid when they go for these catch-up plays. As a Tiny, your whole role is to try and get fat in the lane really quick, get your kill levels and kill items, and go around the map and secure your team's advantage for your Spectre.
Name, speaking of Spectre, under fire by RTZ.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
EG.
X Nova was busy with the wave, trying to get some pulls off, and advantage taken there by EG, now leading 2-1.
The strengths of this combination obviously is the early kills you can get with the spirits. As Chalice able to find the deny, still running away. There's a lot of aggression onto him, but that
your bottom tower is under attack.
A regen rune for an undying. This is
position of power.
Willing to kill himself to get free mana.
Your prayer answered.
As another missile onto the head of Ame. Currently, ever so slightly behind the gyrocopter. But I don't really feel like the story of this game so far is the Alchemist in the mid lane.
Very good.
Bloodseeker out of the mid lane.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
I ordain.
Just lending his presence to Chalice, and they can always make S4 feel uncomfortable.
Sound.
He's going to be pushed under tower yet again. There's no dive possible.
Onward.
With the 5 coming up, Sumail just farming away in the jungle.
Very
He's going to try and go for this rune here. And FY does still have the fissure, but not going to be able to throw it out in time.
A position of power.
Yeah, we'll just trade 1-for-1 as FY. Chances away.
Invisibility.
Should be alright.
Sound.
He can just run up and hit people. He doesn't care about it. And with the catapults done,
God help you now. Battle.
Still stealing this experience from him.
Yeah.
It's not time.
Yes. Your bottom tower is under attack.
Good God. I'm under attack.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower is under attack.
Out of mana.
Không mà nào á.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen. All dire structures are fortified.
The top lane, and Arteezy don't know that this is coming with the avalanche throw out the chase. They've got eyes on this gyrocopter. Get that extra
Very
bit
good.
of range. Can they find this?
Thiếu hết mana vậy.
More damage coming out with the brain sap. They throw out the missile, and Arteezy diving under the tower. Somnus wanting
A position of power.
wasn't able to play ground.
I ordained it. I'm not ready. It's not sound. To battle.
Sumail loves this, particularly if you just find that one kill on the IO. I feel like EG are incredibly happy with the start.
Hết mana hoài chán ghê.
He still sticks around.
Your prayer answered.
Back towards mid, so this Radiant Observer ward near the top rune.
Bấm đít chuột cái gì mà giờ đít mít không kìa.
The enemy's middle barracks.
Tay bắn cơm.
Running into the jungle.
It's not time. I ordained it.
He's going to run away. Can they find the kill? Yes.
A position of power.
Thought they might have to wait the ward there, but
And then likely you're going to try and do
it's not time yet. Reach for the sky.
Wait for RF, wait for RF.
Sound
that was such a storyline in the previous series that we saw from them. How much vision X-Nova was able to provide for his team. And
your prayer answered.
doing it as well.
I'll say even I like let me a tribute.
Inside the neutrals there to spot when he's trying to catch it in his jungle and allow them to punish.
Yes.
Members of LGD move top and out. Under vision.
Very good. To battle.
Unless they're going to bring their full force with the Undying, that'd be their best bet. It has a level 3 tombstone, but it doesn't look like they're willing to commit the Arcane Rune on maybe.
This'll come in handy.
Meanwhile, FY moves into the jungle.
Yes.
To sort of mess around with Sumail and soak up experience, possibly set up for a kill as
Wow.
well.
They might secure themselves.
Your prayer
This is
answered.
going to be tower, yeah. FY also just walking hand in hand with Sumail, taunting him. Being nowhere is safe.
They will start pressing on the Ame. They're going to go for the rotation and back away. Good call.
And again, maybe just trying to buy a
To battle.
I have a dread feeling about You'll fetch a high
He's gonna get hit. He's thinking about it with the spirits. Io almost finding that kill. Baited in.
I'm not
Nova,
ready.
The Fairy Fire's gonna keep Crit alive.
I ordained it.
fantastic play with the wand, but now it's Fly with the tombstone. Now he's going into the feeding frenzy.
Your prayer answered.
He doesn't have it quite in time, and EG do not pick up that kill on the Spectre.
Now, Fly still has a TP. Sumail, he's going to get his. He's escaping.
Oh, S4 uphill gets the bounty rune, much needed as he's hiding away in the woods. Chalice chases in, able to dodge away. They do have another venomous gale.
Yes.
Get within close range cover. Under fire when they bring in the IO.
A position of power. To battle.
Quite a bit of damage. Such an early pick on the Enchantress. They are ready for it. Arteezy the haunt.
Very good.
He's chasing down this gyrocopter. X-Nova, nothing really to offer, but I think that with this Desolate damage, they are going to be able to find the kill. They relocate to the top lane.
Level 9.
Is it actually going to happen, though? The Poison Nova goes out. This is going to start bringing down PSG very low.
Sound.
They be able to find the kill on his return, and they try and bring down S4 so low. Can they kill him off in time? Yes, they do.
Má giật 280 độ BL chịu sao nổi.
Your prayer.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Liên tục mất hết bóng.
You wish I never stooped to notice. Very good.
Dire structures are fortified.
Dạ đi bay lắm luôn vậy. What the fuck?
By my whiskers, that's good. A position of power.
TP na lang, TP na lang.
Given a little bit of space. Bring Chalice top.
One guy we haven't seen in a while. So
to battle.
Trying to get in towards that very
Not yet.
Quá gì chạy thẳng vào nhà người ta đâu, nó làm gì chổng rồi mấy ba.
Possibly waiting for another
A position of power. Not yet.
Putting you under the tower. He's essentially supposed to create a bad fight.
I ordained it.
Now they have a couple more soldiers. They're going to throw him now onto Crit as they try and take down this Enchantress. Fly looking in position as well.
Your prayer answered.
It's on to 4. Chalice living through that one.
You need him clean up now.
They need a whole heck of a lot.
Sound, that's all it takes to kill you.
And they can't quite find
Very
it.
good.
Scale now onto the Tiny. And X-Nova, the rest of them in a little bit of a sticky situation.
Position of power.
He got the mana. Can they kill him off in time? They do take down Arteezy. Echo Slam as well.
Pin cái lùm má, mày ulti có chết được nó không ulti.
It's not time. Yes.
Oh, get dying. Ulti, ulti, ulti.
Oh man. Soul rips, but it's
thunderous applause.
And running down the inside.
X-Nova falls to the end of it, but still a massive win there for LGD. The fate of the Enchantress. It's so frustrating. They had to spend everything on her to get that kill. And at that point, you're firing behind the tower, and even the tombstone couldn't save EG.
Your prayer
and Shadow Blade for maybe, and that's even fighting in
Lồ má mà lộn đồ rồi bay.
And that was fighting without haunt. You now have it
Chán thì chứ.
Sound advice.
Know their target. They want to get that juicy alchemist. He's so close right now to that.
I ordained it.
That is one thing EG have done exceptionally well this game, but even with being so close,
very good.
The alchemist, he throws that chart off a little bit.
A position of power.
Considering the start.
Sound.
They see Fly. He sees them so
very good.
Alright, maybe not the greatest sentry.
Not yet. I ordained it. You wish you were never spawned.
In the top lane.
Looks like F1
go.
Here, basically.
They are wrapping with the rest.
Your prayer.
He's going to get found out. Io's still in the area. They spot him.
Yes.
Forward, the call down already there. skills coming through from the IO, but it's not nearly enough. And now Alchemist also under fire.
I'm not ready. Enough is as good as a
But still, each
very good.
It feels like they just always
Sound
see what
advice.
they're doing. You look at the team cap and they're wards. They're everywhere.
Wala.
all over the place. They've
I'm ordained.
Much better about that.
Attack!
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Beware.
The enemy's top barracks has fallen.
Position of power. Reach for the sky.
The enemy's top barracks has fallen.
4. Lucky die. Battle.
Top lane, actually, they're going for it with the drums. Being popped from our team.
What?
Yes.
Find this kill
Sound advice.
Saan?
Again, just more space, right? You have
Ay, Are,
so many
tama, Are.
Aret.
I'm ordained. Very good. A position of power.
Pressure on that bottom half of the map.
Your prayer answered.
They're trying to use this as BG ever since that kill in the top.
Aret.
Four.
Forward vision for themselves, trying to protect themselves from those ganks, as well as near the steps closing in.
Sound advice. Bounty. Yes.
Scan though.
They know exactly what's coming.
Very good.
They drop down a sentry as they try and retreat. The drums to escape, but as they throw it on the call.
A position of power.
Aret.
Maybe to also just go straight from the Shadow Blade into the Echo Saber.
I ordained.
Ada mong kedaunya.
Pretty unlikely you're gonna get very good use of that unless you're completely initiating any other fight.
I'm not ready. You think you will never spawn?
Top lane. Speaking of quick decks, we'll see.
Very good.
It's going to be X Nova that gets chased down. Probably not worth it for a Bane.
A position of power.
Only a 1,000 gold right
Not yet. It's not time yet. I'm not ready.
Roshan has fallen to the ring.
Mortality.
The Spectre's gonna have a radiance of her own. It's gonna be a pretty narrow window though.
I ordained. It's not time yet.
What?
Your prayer answered.
We've got decent save as well with crit on that IO for the relocate. The way is to stall this one.
To battle. Yes.
So looking for
Your prayer answered. A position of power. It's not power. I'm under attack. If you were me, you'd still be alive. Sound. Not yet. Under mine.
They don't have their Tiny, the slow is already going to be there.
A quick trip to the outer dark.
They have the Fiend's grip onto the Alchemist. Can they go one time? Maybe. He does have it now. He shows it.
God, give it to me.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen. The enemy's middle tower has fallen. Your bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant victory.
Yes!
Only a couple hundred gold away.
Does anyone who knows this though, e.g. they understand some things about the Tiny. Sure, sometimes you go godlike, maybe the game still doesn't go in your favor. You know, it can start to fall off, everyone starts tanking up. If you can't instantly combo people down, e.g. are going to have to try and hold, even if it is up against the Spectre lineup.
Again, you look at this fight, it feels so good, but the Courier going out there with the TP to make sure that maybe can get into this fight, and all of a sudden, LGD are able to turn it.
Yeah, they're just constantly delaying too, right? The Fisher slows them down. The Fiend's grip, it's not even what really leads to the kill, it just kind of slows them down again. EG don't know if they should commit or not, and then Snow ends up running up into the Echo Slam here from FY.
Oh, devastating. And yeah, the TD on top of everything else. LGD recognizing their timing. See them feeling quite good about it as well.
Some benefits for EG in this match is that there's not really a fantastic Roche lineup on either side, and obviously if you're the team who's taking the lead and kind of feeling like you're stronger, you can more easily go into the Roche pit. Not really something you have to worry too much about.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They can also make sure that they keep these lanes pressure, as you said earlier, for S4. Wanting to keep it out whenever possible, as bottom lane is going to be assaulted, and it looks like the Tiny has again found a double damage rune. The bottom side has that bottled for the next fight. It's so dangerous, this hero with all of that amount of damage on him.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
9-20, 3,000 gold lead for LGD. How many times have we felt like we've seen these alchemists that fall behind in the early game?
Find their way back. Some people have been skipping over this Blink Dagger though, right? Because I think a lot of Alchemists were having this exact same problem that Sumail have ran into. They go for the Radiance, they get this Blink, and then they go, alright, sick, I have a Blink and we just lost a team fight. And it feels like a worthless item. So a lot of people are feeling like, okay, I can't fight right now, I have to go for the Manta instead.
Ta gì đâu, thấy dữ rồi, ta vẫn thấy dữ người ta.
They find the Fiend's grip, and that's a Veno
dead. Dơ vớt luôn.
That engagement, and well, now they're going to come over and steal their Ancients as well. LGD, just everywhere they go, it feels like they're finding all those kills.
Yeah, and I sound like a broken record. This deep ward by the tier 2 tower. Spot that whole rotation up top. They're almost scared.
Chơi rớt ăn hành.
Even though they have all this superior vision in mid.
Ăn hành nát dữ ta. Em tôi chết bèo luôn. Xíu quá ta. Em tôi đánh ăn hành dữ ta. Dẫn bạn đi găng đồ. Chết luôn quay.
For a fight when EG are prepared. You know, that's one of the ways to get back into this game is taking a bad fight, and there's going to be the smoke out.
Những bạn thì ăn Mỹ rồi. Để coi em tôi ra này nha, chết queo nữa nè.
EG trying to figure out where to go now.
I think they're trying to bait a fight here in the Roche pit because they know they have some pretty crazy ultimates in terms of areas that they want to use the poison.
Yeah, cũng biết giật này nọ, cái bộ dẫn.
Every time they're the ones diving on LGD. They're able to delay or they can get
ra đi rồi. Ấy được, sống luôn dữ ta. Đánh rồi dữ ta. Đầu dãy số đâu.
Honestly, it's sort of a tough connection.
Để kêu đồ hay dữ ta.
Trời,
đi đó. Ghê, mua thời gian, mua thời gian, mua thời gian. Mua quá nhiều thời gian luôn. Mấy bò của em tôi đánh tạ quá, gánh không nổi. Tội quá ta, đánh mình. Không đánh răng, răng đi vai à, không đánh răng. Đánh răng rồi vô, tôi gồng rồi.
Yeah, he is still sitting unkilled, 11-0 and 3. But again, it looks like a slow game too because they just can't secure Roche, right? Like so many teams have been prioritizing that Ursa. It's been a great part of the lineup because you're just able to always threaten Roche with 1 or 2 heroes so easily. And this lineup is just not really worth it for LGD.
Radiant are scanning.
Another scan down bottom. Neighborhood. And this is the other thing that makes this lineup so scary from LGD. You've got 2 separate heroes that combo together with Haunt could potentially blow up almost anybody.
Yep. Double blink in from the Earthshaker and the Tiny will certainly blow up many heroes. It's a lot easier than maybe the game Smailhead, where there wasn't quite as much instant nuke potential coming out. And once you get into that Aghanim Scepter from FY, we've seen how powerful that can be, most notably, of course, from Jerax just last night. And they do not have a lot of stuns.
5 seconds
side.
remaining.
Like, you're going to have to concoction him, essentially, or he's just going to be this free-roaming Earthshaker throughout the fights. And that Aghanim Scepter, on a strength hero, he has a ton of HP. He's a very tanky guy, doesn't necessarily need a hood to survive through some of these Gales and Poison Novas.
And you look at the levels, too, that he's been able to achieve just by pure stat gain. He's up at level 14, ahead of both the Gyrocopter, the Venomancer, and the
10 seconds remaining.
Great time so far. That's a 25% XP.
5 seconds remaining.
But once again, EG will try. They're going to smoke up, they're going to head into the pit.
Your turn to pick.
Q immediately. LGD move into position. They throw out the scan. They have perfect vision. EG, they've had some games where Roche has been their biggest friend at previous internationals, but if they take this fight here, it might go disastrously. The Haunt is already out. They're
10 seconds remaining.
The illusions to chase them away. So
can steal one of these too, though, with the end.
5 seconds remaining.
Enchantress will take over that one illusion. With the Tombstone already down,
your turn
Roche
to pick.
No longer on the menu.
I do like that play from EG though, the way they set it up. It's like try and force them to commit. They don't go for it, sure, we just back up. Still seems unlikely that LGD really want to play in this area of the map. And excellent use of the Plague Ward too there by S4, putting on top of an Observer and a Sentry.
10 seconds remaining.
And now maybe will reveal himself on the mid lane as they just push on through into this tower and say,
5
okay,
seconds remaining.
You guys want to fight EG? Looks like the answer might be no.
Yeah, they're not willing to take it as of yet. Still a scary proposition when you just don't have that vision onto the Earthshaker or the Tiny. Been left free to do basically what they've wanted. This top lane instead is where they're going to try and go for some counter pressure. They've got the IO and the Gyrocopter up there. As we do also see the Chrysalis being brought in.
Yeah, that's a 10-second BKB with a Chrysalis now here for Arteezy. You can use that flak, maybe actually have a chance to kill Chalice so that they're having to spend all of their magic nukes.
I mean, that's the other thing, right? Like, how often have we seen Gyrocopters that just don't really get into that farm? Occasionally on Arteezy himself, but they're able to do it in this game. It feels like it's a little bit of a different look.
Still, EG just not sure where LGD is. They can't see anything. They are playing blind at the moment.
It's down for another about 20 seconds or so. As he's going to slowly make his move in, but Chalice They found themselves FY. Can they get any more? Actually,
prepare for battle.
Jumps out of there, and Sumail now looking for another initiation. He blinks forward. The Fissure is still separating them. But the Fiend's Grip, they caught Arteezy. He's going down. They get the Gulp as well. They're to relocate out. He's able to escape. Oh, the IO got out of there just in time, and now FY looking for more. Sumail fully surrounded, encapsulated in pain as LGD take him down.
FY looks like he will drop to the poison though. And Fly, he's on the hunt. Instantly. Haunt now out too.
And Chalice, there's going to be the Avatos. They take down Fly. They were able to secure themselves on the kill Earthshaker, but he buys back. Crit is gone as well. And the only ones left are not going to be able to take Roche as S4 in trouble, being chased. and thrown forward. Can they find this kill? I think so. Fisher for the block for good measure. Why not?
A great wall from FY.
30 seconds
will
to battle.
secure the rest of that engagement. How well are LGD playing these team fights? The call down completely wasted with a fantastic toss from Maybe to save FY, get him on the sideline, allow him to use that blink dagger with the Echo Slam. Even if they save the IO, the gyro still goes down and made it so difficult. And now with it in such a weakened state, they move into the pit. Tombstone back up.
They want to do it. They drop the tail inside the pit, just trying to get whatever vision they can. But S4, he was blocked off by the Fissure. He can't get in there with them. And
the battle begins.
LGD with Aegis in hand. What are you really trying to do? Our
Time for target practice.
Runs away. Looks like S4 also going to make his retreat as they realize this fight is done.
Not a whole lot left into
the breach.
Unfortunately, very difficult to chase into, it looks like, for EG. They're not going to go for it. And now plenty of gold heading around there. They weren't able to steal the Roche kill either. I think that was their goal there at the Tombstone and the Gale.
My spotter direct.
Leave get that for their side, but it'll all be going FY's way as he moves in towards that Egg and Accept.
Let's have a go at it.
Stoked too.
30 minutes in, a 7,000 gold lead for LGD.
Of course.
This is, again, as we repeated oftentimes, against an Alchemist.
Run and gun!
Where do you see this going now for EG? What do they need to try and accomplish?
I think that attack! For, like, the correct analyzation here. He's just trying to win some crazy team fight, like a bunch of crits, you know? You're just winning this fight, you're down in net worth, you get pretty lucky. You got this IO gyro where you're gonna have the Aghanim Scepter put into the gyro, IO tether. That's the sort of things we need actually. We've seen some pretty crazy where it's just as soon as you have to win the fight, and suddenly there's 12k damage that comes out from the gyro IO.
As you said.
Actually get there. And we do have the tether for now, but there's still a long way to go before the full itemization will be there for Gyrocopter. You're gonna have to try and hold that high ground as long as they can.
Well, and you also take a look at maybe it's just so scary. Every time he picks up one of these DG runes, I can just feel my heart palpitate.
Yes. Oh, your heart, eh? Well, maybe wants one too.
Got ya.
Ame too.
Oh, the Manta. They popped the BKB for RTZ. Just gonna try and TP out of there. And it looks like with the Fiend's Grip, they've interrupted it. Crit is kind of also caught up to the side here. They want to try and save RTZ, but it's not gonna happen. And with all the Manta illusions in the world, with the Spectre on top of RTZ is in the grave.
No chance at a counterplay if they with you. LG taking the life out of EG.
Now! And defeat.
Yeah, I love how they've now rotated Ame to being the one who's kind of going around getting these kills. And
my
now it's
spotter guides
side lanes pushed. He's forcing the Alchemist back, making sure Sumail can't get out of control. He's still just jostling with a Spectre.
You make a great bullet catcher.
Much needed kill there. Hope to be able to find that blink dagger on the Alchemist. Find time whenever possible.
Of
course. And Spectre Heart with the Manta style and the Radiance at 32 minutes.
Yeah, they're gonna have a pair of them here as Maybe's about to finish his up as well. Very tanky couple of cores and only so much damage that can come out here from EG. This is gonna just take so much
gunpowder
out of the fight.
justice.
I mean, really, what are you gonna do? I don't think they have enough damage.
Your tree has
a huge amount of HP to burn through, and you talk about the damage mitigation there from the dispersion as well.
Denied.
Aegis.
Yeah, the 500
Yes, do not.
level 25 as well from the Spectre. Can be very difficult. And there it is. The big item feels like of this tournament. The Aghanim Scepter. Hell of a lot of fun to watch.
Alice.
Into the breach.
Has a pipe ready. LGD, no fuss, no muss. They want to finish this one off.
It is slow though. This is lower bracket final.
As you said.
No full 5 or anything like tonight, so play very patient. Make sure that you're securing when you have a lead like this. Don't give anything back.
Yep.
They're all in the area. But again, Ame just walks forward and is this meat shield.
Easy shot.
They can't do anything about to stop.
Yeah.
They weren't all fully showing, maybe thinking they were smoked into that work on high ground.
Going ballistic.
So your EG, you don't want to take a fight out there, right? You want to fight on your actual high ground, force them to come to the base.
Just see how aggressively Ame can play.
Line of sight.
400 HP and an Aegis.
How about maybe? That's aggressive. He's just on the high ground.
Yeah.
None at all.
Another enfeeble here from X Nova.
Of
And RTG just dealing minimal amounts of damage. Minus 22 on there. That is indeed. And the building's falling. There's literally nothing right now that
Sure is shooting.
Caution, dodge by Nova.
They chase forward, they throw out the acid spray, all of this damage over time. Spectre rushes it off.
He wants that enfeeble
My
again.
spotter gave.
So frustrating.
Oh, Dominic walks forward, they find themselves Sumail. He's gonna stun himself while the Fiend's Grip is coming from X-Nova. They haunt over to the side, find themselves
Run and gun.
on the back line. They find themselves too. Crit trying to keep alive, and he does that with the back.
On target.
More fly, wanting to find anything at all for his team. Some amount of damage.
I'm under attack.
Trying to kill off Ame. A secondary stun comes in. Easy signs of life. They bring him down. And now they find themselves. They're just gonna hop away, but Sumail possibly still in signs of weakness. Finds himself another
Shoot him up.
And 2 down for LGD. Chalice also in trouble. EG, they've somehow been able to find themselves a way back into this game, but no sun for Sombra.
They have health there. Back they go.
Quick draw.
The way they were trading HP there from EG, just so clutch. And not
Full
finding the moment
bore.
there with the Aegis.
No bounty room for you.
Yes.
Well, an absurd team fight. It cost the buybacks.
Line of sight.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Most importantly, they're able to hold on to the
Very crucial part of the game, right? There's a chance that LG never
Higher
to
caliber.
delay until it waits close.
Your middle tower is under attack.
No pass.
He snags it back. And he wins that next road
You
fight.
die.
But LGD still seem to have the edge when it comes to pushing out these side lanes. We will be watching for that relocate. Maybe we'll be able to find a couple kills.
Into the
LGD's getting
breach.
some bigger items. Trying to mechanic. That is being delivered. As being, harassed by X-Nova once more.
He's in a nightmare, but he's still punching creeps. It's easy.
This is like DD gyro.
They're moving in.
Trick
Alex is there
shot.
as well. Gotta be careful. FY finds the 3-man stun, but Sumail interrupted. They have the tombstone up on the high ground.
Nice
Trying to
spotter
break down one. They are
direct.
going to kill off Chalice. Rather tanky, but they also are able to break the Fiend's Grip.
FY.
Maybe this is not looking so great for Insomnia. It's going to be hit by that stun in just a second. All the zombies in the world.
Take
they're
this.
piling on his time. They find FY. He wants that to set. Isn't it enough? They can't kill him off in time. Sumail still
spotter
individual.
guides me.
Ortiz trying to run. They've got illusions galore, but can they kill this gyrocopter? He
You
lives through it
die.
all. The stun is going to be there as well. He's streaming forward. They take down 5.
Of course.
Sumail with the plays, the Manta style, chasing
Spotted.
after FY, making it difficult to get in the fight when he really wanted to. Comes in with a
Have you seen someone bleed
Your
out?
top tower is under attack.
Sumail remaining. They
Let's
won't
get
go for this tier 3. It's just X-Nova. They want to force a buyback here.
And you can hear the crowd right now. Happy as all get up. On the nightmare, trying to keep it around.
Check it out.
Another kill. Are they really doing this?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Alchemist is online here.
Radiant structures
Can they
are
get a chase down
fortified.
low with Chalice returning.
Manta dodge. Sumail taking a lot of damage. And can they kill him off? The chase forward. He's brought down so low. And with that hurricane, it might finally be enough. LGD
Run and
find
gun.
themselves a kill on Sumail. Dead for 100 seconds. S4.
Your top tower is under attack.
There's no TP available for Sumail, so we won't survive that. Now just down to a 3k lead, though. Taking that tier 3 means now all shrines on the map are available. It was just a range rack. So
Going
it's not a big win
ballistic.
for EG, but certainly one they could be happy with. And the Widow Strike started too. Just what a fantastic play by Sumail to get in there with the interruption on the precaution to ensure they could try and get rid of Chalice at the beginning. And then it's only the kind of too much sustain now coming out from EG.
Your top tower is under attack.
Gentlemen, we got a game.
Shoot him up.
21 to 35. And suddenly, things feel a little bit more even.
Your top tower is under attack.
The chaos. Roach is going to be back up again in 40 seconds. This replay.
Easy
It was
shot.
really just trying to. It was like a slow siege essentially because of the enfeeble, even though there was a DD there. This great play
Sure
coming
is
from that fly,
shooting.
but look how close the Echo Slam was. It was about 3 seconds away from coming back into this fight. And then there was
Your top tower is under
Sumail gets
attack.
in there and interrupt. Too good a chance.
Nước cứ chặt bây giờ.
look at the sustain coming up from Fly. The Solarus being there.
Your top tower is under attack.
And FY just all up there, even though he's taking
Your top tower is under attack.
This will come in handy.
Well, at the same time, there was just an Echo
Your
Slam
middle tower is under attack.
So that might be an issue.
Okay, Sumail is still dead for 15 seconds. S4 trying to stay as close as he can to Chalice, but the Venom Scale going to connect. 8,000 gold lead and LTD pushing forward.
Now they have the buyback of the Spectre, so a buyback of the Gyrocopter, something that we might be expecting now. As maybe wants to claim the first melee racks of this game, see if they can grab the back and Oki Cartesius this buyback.
Now it's such a hard hold.
Yes.
Sumail, there's going to be the buyback, and
What's
they
the
have
response?
the Tombstone down. They want to find him. Chalice.
Yes.
Oh,
Baby, he wants it.
They're chasing. Maybe able to get himself the melee barracks.
Sneaks into the top as they were chasing the mid.
40 minutes in, 21 to 38, 11,000 gold.
Now there's no haunt currently available. Ah, perfect, excellent. Thank you very
As
much.
you
Don't
said.
end up from FY. The haunt comes through. It needs to clean up that gyro.
Target practice.
Available. Satanic too.
Let's have a go at it.
It's going to be a little bit late as Roach will fall.
Got ya!
Blaze here. Easy as shooting You can run, but you can't hide. Trick shot.
Dispersion as well.
Quick draw.
41 minutes into this.
Xnova now with the gem purchase too. They want to try and secure up this map. So they clean up these shrines. Maybe thinking towards that third row, so this game's not ending anytime
Full
soon.
bore.
But FY, I wouldn't mind seeing FY actually get a hood. I feel like he's being pressured a lot by
Run and gun.
sending illusions at him. If you can get a hood to try and cancel some of this magic damage and still get your blink off. In between
no
the Venom
trajectory.
very dangerous stuff. So we'll try and use the invisibility to Shadow Blade to help.
This'll hurt.
I mean, the other thing to talk about is maybe before committing in that top lane to get the
Into the
barracks,
breach.
at least the first round through, is really important because you can sometimes see plays where you go for like an IO relocate and try and take down a tier 3 tower. But now that top wave is always going to be pushed out.
FY's actually getting so much big. He's just going to straight up BKB here soon. They're just giving him this full bottom lane. He's level 23,
Your
almost
bottom
level
tower
24
is
now,
under
42
attack.
minutes. He's ahead of his enchanters.
Yeah.
So far. He's coming up for his team when they need him the most.
Yeah, these big team fight heroes
On target.
have this insane impact from the support role. Yule Scepter here on the maybe. Being
You
forced back.
die.
Got the dust out. To wear off rather soon though. Very low down. Maybe there's going to be the toss though with Echo Slam.
Hên phải lộn. Cái lộn thì móc đủ quá, bắt cơ điệt. Dạ vâng.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Into the fountain they go and Sumail.
Tiếng quá ta.
Time is money.
Tier 4 tower being assaulted.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Jump into tier 4, close it out, and LGD
Sure
secures
is
game
shooting.
1. You
Shoot
can
'em
hear
up.
the crowd right there, giving a lot of love. Their Chinese friends.
This'll hurt.
My goodness gracious me, oh my. What
Your
a
middle
series
tower
to
is
start.
under
At so
attack.
many points,
I'm
it
a
did
fight.
kind of feel like it was LGD that were the ones that were leading, but you see that big fight. The whole way
Gunpowder
that came from
justice.
EG, it sort of
Your
felt like it
middle
might have
tower
been
is under attack.
It just seemed like such a well-executed game plan there from LGD. You know, pick this tiny mid for maybe, give him a good matchup, take over the early game, transition into Ame on the Spectre. We
My
heard them talk about
spotter
interviews. There's no
guides
true
me.
captain. You could see different players leading through that game when
My goodness, that's the work hard. Mistakes in there. It wasn't a perfect game, but they've got there at the end.
That's one way to cash in.
We all owe a life. I take yours.
Let's have a go at it.
Your top tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed.
To game 3 yesterday against OG, at least for a lot of the LGD fans. I think LGD, though, you can see they...
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower is under attack.
It's a little bit frightening.
Your top
Ẩu với lồn đủ má, tưởng nó đéo đủ đam. Mẹ đủ đam.
I think with so much pressure, I think LGD is one of those teams who really relies on.
Má, tưởng nó đéo đủ đam.
Dire structures are fortified.
You'll hear no more from me.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Seal your fate. Handcrafted murder.
Get back.
Are you not thinking like, if we can win this 2-0?
Được bố mày cái hừng.
Your middle tower has fallen.
If you win the first game, you worry about the
hard carry, and then maybe I was tiny, which I wasn't exactly expecting.
Powder in my
he
shot.
handled that mid lane. I was really
Easy shot.
Really did there as well. The highlights for you. There were some highlights for AG as well.
My spotter
Team decided to
direct.
bring it back. Looked really good.
The enemy's middle tower has been denied.
Once the out came online with the low cooldown unstable constant, that thing's just got like permanent uptime, stunning people left, right, and center. That's very hard to get a lead in a team.
That was one of the biggest changes to Alchemist this time, is the talent CD, right? Because it was like a couple patches ago, but people were like, "Oh, that's really interesting," and then finally, like everyone was like, "Oh, wow,
Do it with flair.
And now,
it's like a level 25 talent. Almost.
yeah, and like Alchemist heroes like used to fall off.
Regeneration.
Like, really bad start. But like with this new stun talent where you're just stun knocking hard carries that don't have BKBs, he's good at every point in the game.
And then you get the level 20 talent as well, and just being able to throw like half a second concoction and just being able to do over 300 damage, just crazy.
Trajectory.
Couple scary team fights there for LGD towards the end, but the further you are in the stage, the more mistakes you get to make.
Just a moment, but first of all, let's she's presumably got some more scoops for us.
I do.
Trick
indeed.
shot.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Your bottom
I have
tower
answered
is
3
under
questions
attack.
for you today. The first question I got was, which caster has the most
đánh gì có mắt đây rồi.
in international?
Your bottom
The answer
tower
is
is
actually
under
fairly simple. I
attack.
didn't really have to look up that much because at TA2, there were some issues which got the one to be the only Russian caster on site, so he casted every single game, and his voice definitely didn't really agree with that, but he managed. It was an exciting turn for him for sure. Second question is, why is the ultimate indicator sometimes yellow? Some of you might have already noticed this. Either it's black when they don't have it up, or it's but in between, you might see that the bar takes up to be yellow, and when it is green, 10 to 15 seconds before their ultimate's back up again. That allows you to keep track.
Lùm đâm đủ má, lùm được đổ đâu vậy?
Because there's a lot of excitement and nerves going into international, so the question basically was, how do you make sure you get enough sleep?
Má, nó chạy hết luôn.
But now he just tries to
Fuck you, why you run?
And make sure that, for example, you play some phone games or talk with people not about Dota, just about anything else, just to keep his mind off of the Dota so he can actually get to sleep. For Universe, who has attended every single international, he said that the biggest trend was that
Đánh lọt đồ đéo lụm luôn mà, đi mẹ.
look after their health way more than what they used to do, and this includes sleeping.
Má đánh gì đánh, phải lên đôi giày trước đi bay, đủ má. Để giày dẻ nhìn ức chế thiệt.
To be well rested so you can actually perform the next day, because good sleep makes a big difference. And I think that the players that are on stage right now definitely have had an amazing rest, because they were in incredible shape, Paul.
You're not wrong, they all do.
Body shot.
They definitely had a good night's
This'll
sleep.
hurt.
Invisibility! Sleep, however, who's been working supremely hard every single day and night, is of course our one and only Casey.
Hello! Not only do I work hard, I meet amazing people. Am I right or am I right?
It's time.
We've been out here practicing, so we'll see how this goes. What did you think of that last game? I'm disappointed.
Yes.
Disappointed? I'm so sorry. I don't know, Artur, man. My boy.
Sniper.
It's right here, doesn't it? I'm from Vancouver, so... Thank you for having us. No problem.
Trick
What about you? What do you think of that?
We're disappointed too, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back.
Let's have a go at it.
Take game 2. How many people think LGD is going to take it in 2 games? What did you think of that first game?
Dire structures are
It's going to be really interesting. I think it's dividing the crowd, which is the best way
Your
to
top
do it with
tower
Dota,
is
right?
under attack.
We're all so passionate.
Yes.
Now you guys remember the promise you
Radiant's
made?
courier has been killed. Your top tower is under attack.
Promise me you would dance. Ready?
I guess they took it first.
Your top tower is under attack.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what you guys are doing. That is. I'm just kidding. Alright, come on, we get a lot of energy for game 2, and let's show everybody behind Myron. Myron, look, everybody's gathering just for you.
My spotter guides me. Yeah.
I'll send it back to you, Paul. I can barely hear you, but I'm sure you're saying something very flattering.
Sniping.
Or not.
That was really good, Casey.
Gunpowder justice.
I wondered how she managed to bump into every single EG fan there as well. She's like, yeah, who's here for EG? And everyone cheers there. Who's here for EG? No one in the front row.
Into
No one
the
whatsoever is cheering for LG. Yeah, in here, it seems kind of nicely defined.
I think they were setting up. They were probably setting up the camera shoots on all the EG fans. They wanted to go to battle mode already.
On target.
Ready for the game deal.
I like the timing. That's the. I like that. Yeah, no, we've lost this one. It's good as well. Let's get some come back again too.
Yep.
They're losing great seats though, which you always.
Spotted.
How did you deal with that, by the way? Did you have like a posse of people with you, and they're like, "Whose turn is it?"
Yeah, something like that. I had a couple of friends with me, and they were able to save some seats, throw some jackets down, big shoes out.
As you say.
How did you see some going?
Yeah, well, we actually had one of our jackets stolen. We had two. That was unfortunate. Lost our seat as well. Yeah.
Lost the jacket and the seat.
The jacket and the seat.
That's not good.
I spotted direct. Do it
Let's
with
look ahead to game number 2. Somehow 7-0
Run and gun.
on the Storm Spirit.
Go, QA.
For the second game?
A no trajectory.
I'm sure EG fans would be happy to see it. I don't think you can just blindly go in expecting to pick the hero. But it could be a nice pick-me-up.
Please welcome the team for the lower bracket final. Evil Geniuses making their
Ulti, vai. To know him. To know him, bro. What the fuck? Why you in?
I'm under attack.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Never right. They've been in this position before, and they know how to fight. It seems that it doesn't matter what you put up against them.
gotta take
Đánh
an
đủ
amazing
má
amount of mental
rồi.
fortitude to be not like an elimination series. That's one thing, to be one game away. You know that you have to win 2 in a row just to be able to keep going. I think that's got to take a serious mental attack. But it seems like Evil Geniuses they seem to be very comfortable with each other. They're kind of in that honeymoon phase with S4 and Kwai as well. So they seem to be in very high spirits. I think a lot of that was thanks to Coach Bobo. Of course, we see him coming out. He's always trying to hit the crowd, cheer for EG. That guy, I think, not just the strategy aspect, I think he's always willing to do whatever it takes to be able to
Đánh chặt thì chạy đủ má, chụp lòng sớm rồi chết hết rồi.
Coach and the captain.
Motivational leader. I really, I'm an inspirational guy. No, I think after you lose game 1, it's really hard to like think that you spend like hours preparing for this match and then you come in and you just lose, right? It's like whatever. It didn't work, right? And maybe you can point out why it didn't work. I think the biggest thing for EG in this matchup was that mid lane matchup. They thought that this Alchemist was against the Tiny, and they really just could not. And as a result, they
he set a brand new record at the international earlier this week. Set a brand new record which has stood since TI2, so we know we can said that's hard, isn't it? How do we do this? Yeah, we've got you need to identify which
first pick for the second game, so they'll have that I call it the 18 pick,
of course,
which is actually the 7th pick, or no, it's the 8th pick of the draft. That's where we're gonna see soon. Most likely it's gonna be the Alchemist, it's gonna be that Storm Spirit, it's gonna be
into the breach.
Yeah, Tiny. I don't think Tiny's making it all the way to 18. It's going to get picked on 2-3 or maybe 4.
Is that too early?
Easy shot.
That's the cool thing about Tiny, is that it's such a versatile hero. And we see how shallow.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Now we see maybe play it. I think he's played it very many times, but he played it very well.
As you
some people play it as a 4 as well. Certainly with PYWs, he plays it all the time. It's a very versatile hero, so you can really. I think you can pick it early if you want it.
You kind of looked at me like when you're saying heroes after
Scepter.
I feel like, and like, hey, what other heroes? Like, he's had a small hero pool. Like, has that hurt EG a bit at this tournament?
I don't think he has a small hero pool. Like, I would love to see like Sumail maybe play like some Invoker or something like that. I think that hero can be really good for him and their team. It's just they've had these specific strategies that they've used to get them this far. They pick these Weavers, they pick these Ursas, they pick these Clinks, these incredibly strong side lanes for S4 and RTZ, and then when they win their lanes, Sumail gets that.
Time is money.
Don't touch him, but when he loses that 1v1 like he did in this last game,
spotted.
The game looks really weird for EG.
Okay, time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. Game number 2.
Geniuses.
Let's have a go at it.
LGD. 2.
Okay, draft underway momentarily.
Yeah.
Just to finish off things.
Rồi cũng chậm quá, ý lộn mà đi chậm quá.
Alchemist Murana.
Spot
on. Conquer, Ursa, Zeus, and Invoker. He has the smallest hero pool of any of the EG players during group stage.
Which is understandable. This game rotates around, especially this late into the meta of this tournament. We've identified the heroes that are
gunpowder shot.
Be silly
Happy.
It's. I mean, I think Croaky talked a lot about it. Some of the other players talked about
Yes.
Flipper.
As you
Attack.
They don't have the first pick, right? That was a hero that although like Enchantress didn't seem to have like the biggest impact, I guess
đánh chặt gì kỳ vậy đủ má, để nó dí bố mày đéo đánh được ai luôn.
Your middle tower
Để
is
free
under
hit được.
attack.
Instead of being stuck in this like 2-1-2 setup, and it really did put a lot of pressure on Alchemist. We saw all the crowd was going crazy.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Quá.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Like it definitely slowed him down.
Yeah, it takes away a little bit of that gold, takes away a lot of that. In general, takes the Alchemist, especially the way that maybe
ác phải lồn mẹ nó. Lồn đâm đủ má cướp cặt gì vậy? Lồn đâm đấy lấy rip luôn. Go hút hiểm.
Your middle tower is under attack.
These items out here that cost like Blink Dagger, Boots of Travel, Midas. These items, and even like Radiance, are backward items because they actually kind of make you weaker. Big fan of heroes if they win their lanes to just continue with that momentum, find that jump and just continue to build, make yourself harder to kill. Because if you win your lanes and then you die, the enemy team gets a lot of rebound gold from that.
I like the fact that you mentioned the safe lane tower defense because that is actually something different than what mid 1 would do, right? Mid 1 would invade the enemy's safe lane, take their tower away, and take over that jungle area, but instead LGD would protect their safe lane tower, which also prevents evil geniuses from spreading into that jungle area, right?
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Caliber! We are just stronger from them right now, and we should not concede one thing that I think a lot of like these mid players are doing when you have when you're losing your lane, your first response do something else. But the proper
Má, tại bạn đánh ghê phải lồn.
Let's say the Alchemist starts going to the jungle, right? Tiny, he should go to the jungle too, right? Or if Alchemist goes top and tries to take that tower, Alchemist or Tiny should just follow him because Alchemist, all he's trying to do is get away from this Tiny because he can't win the lane. Just follow him around and let your hero matchups carry you through the game.
Right. We have a couple of answers. Already the Tiny is banned by Evil Genesis, and they've opened with what Peter pulled out in.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack.
These heroes don't have incredible wave clear. Their team fight.
Your middle tower has fallen.
Má, mày tính cặt lên BKB thằng lồn.
I honestly thought they were going to take Willow on EG first pick.
Rồi healthy đéo lên.
We expect the first pick is pretty out there. We saw. I think the only other time we've seen this is Virtus
Your
Pro
bottom tower is under attack.
Games, and I believe they lost that game. It was
Your bottom tower has fallen.
PSG didn't go for it, but the Wraith King Willow is nothing to.
Do you think it was blocking LGD from picking the hero? Are they scared that LGD were just going to first
Đánh cái lục về để đủ má nó áp sát tao hoài.
Because he doesn't really have a ton of counters, but even on the last draft they waited to pick it until 20.
Đéo gì để chạy coi.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Má đéo hit lên cái hình file mà má nó ép mình lên.
It puts a lot of pressure on your draft because not only do you have to think about heroes that are good.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
This lane. And there's really not many heroes that can have success here. We've seen a lot of Ursa, Weaver.
Your bottom tower has fallen.
He's done decently well as like a backup for some carries. Hold up to that. When that Wraith can send it out and the Willow Beat follows.
Để hiểu sao đánh nó đó luôn. Con mẹ.
Exactly. Ursa just smacks around Wraith King, so it's like he doesn't want to go in. Ursa's also just pretty tanky in lane, so he's
Your top tower is under attack.
You want to be able to have some ways to deal with that Willow, otherwise she plays
Má sao đánh nó đó vậy mấy bố?
and either gets pickoffs or she ruins like her smoke.
Your top tower has fallen.
This Willow hero, like your favorite heroes to pick are like Earthshaker and Earth Spirit. These heroes, but they're so bad in lane. right? Like, and you need something to help you get to deal with this lane, and those heroes just don't do it. Like, you want to pick like Undying or Treant Protector. Boom! Titan or something like this.
Your top tower is under attack.
Of course. He's one of your favorite heroes.
Đứng cản đường nó coi đủ má mà để sấn phải lộn nữa. Má mấy lồn đánh DotA kém quá.
Your top tower is under attack.
And he was kind of running around, but he got to the just like land on my carry, and the Willow would just be laning.
Your middle tower is under attack.
One of those heroes Dark Willow. Wow.
Nice butter direct.
I'm very confused by that thing.
Cản nó coi đủ má, cứ để nó đủ má, thấy tao hoài vậy không biết lộn. Lóc có lại. Để nó sấn nhìn ác phải lồn. Chắc muốn bố mày tăng quá, đánh DotA còn cặt gì vậy?
I don't know. It's like if you pick this Warlock here out the phase on 15, and then it kind of allows you to pick whatever you want, because Warlock's just going to heal them through this like glitch harass. Right? My one concern is that
DotA vậy chịu phải lồn.
he denies creeps,
Lộn
and I
xe
feel
nó
like
giàu.
that's the biggest weakness to a Warlock lane, because
Lên xa đủ lên cái đó, lên xa bây giờ nó còn tao. Lồn nó cứ đủ má làm con cặt gì mà phải lồn.
Attack damage that can just win the CS war. Warlock's not going to be doing that. He just wants to like watch his carry farm, and he wants the enemy team to pick his carry, and for him to just like sit there.
Cái này lo phải lồn vậy.
Super early couple of core picks for EG. They're not renowned for this.
Oh yeah, the Mirana is. I mean, the Spectre first pick.
You bullet more. Check it
And throughout the game, like you have some.
Dire structures are fortified.
The thing about this hero is he farms faster. Carries, right? If there's not like a Battle Fury carry in the game, Luna is going to outfarm him.
Ơi DotA!
Two heroes that were only played twice apiece during the group stage, and neither of them won. That's both the Warlock.
Mà phải lồn.
Make sure that you win the laning phase, but also don't lose any map.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen.
Cặt gì vậy?
That's probably the lane to recommend the Wraith King Willow, and I guess they're most likely going to.
All wrapped up for takeaway.
And it's off.
My heart beats.
Má giờ chụp lòng lùn du đéo chụp đủ mẹ nó để lòng xe nhào vô bắt bố mày hoài. Cây vẫy lồn đánh. Má tốn thèm bố mày phải lồn.
Your middle barracks are under attack. Your middle barracks has fallen. Your middle barracks has fallen.
I don't think any of these teams are playing Meepo. I think that
Lồn đâm tự đâm bản thân nữa để mẹ mình xíu lồn.
Your tower has fallen. Your top barracks are under attack.
Đâm lồn vô đéo đâm bản thân. Đi má đánh DotA con cặc gì đéo gánh được mấy thằng lồn này bay. Má DotA chữa lành con cặc gì đéo chữa lành nổi luôn. Má đánh con cặc gì đủ, má DotA gì đủ, má trốn như chó vậy để bố mẹ bị bắt hoài. Đánh ức chế phải lồn luôn. Đánh đéo sấn lên, con mẹ tự đâm bản thân, má ớn quả con.
I feel like Kirk could play some Phoenix, but it would be a little bit strange. I don't think we've seen him on that hero just yet. Lina ban, so maybe they do want to put the Necrophos mid. That's a traditional lane. It's a really good matchup for Lina throughout the game. Also, EG's really low on stuns right now. They've got Necro Scythe and Bottom Arrow. There you go. There's some
Yes! 66 career games on that Ruby.
It's a little bit weak in lane to Wraith King Black Willow, but I think that the Necro.
Ding dong. The Admiral's in town.
Yep, and that's your Kunkka mid up against this Mirana with the auto attack. There's
Đủ mất comment nó chứ đặt chó.
Take this. I'm under attack. Of course.
Doing this matchup.
Lồn Andy.
Naturally gives you. I was thinking about Ember Spirit. I think like any sort of catch mechanisms for PSG LGD, they can just force your team fights.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
On the Necro here. And they are going to switch it up. Esport will move to the off lane with the Mirana.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Knowledge Artesia on the Spectre. Right, let's get some thoughts now from Bulba, who's with Case.
Yeah, Bulba, you hear people cheering your name as you walk down here. I'm curious what kind of a game you're expecting from LGD.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
As you say.
Your bottom barracks are under attack.
It's a lot right now. It's like just draft some heroes and you just play. And yeah.
Good luck, Bulba.
Your bottom barracks are under attack.
Okay, does the road end here for Evil Geniuses? Our LGD about to make the grand final. Let's head.
Your bottom barracks are under attack. Your bottom barracks has fallen.
Xe đánh tốt phải lồn nữa, đủ má mặt lồn đánh đéo có cái impact.
Yes. I don't know. Some heroes they seem to really have a rise. Make these random appearances. Sometimes
Your bottom barracks has fallen. The enemy now has megaways. Your middle tower is under attack.
This if you want to keep their TI hopes alive.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen. Your middle tower has fallen. Your ancient is under attack. Your ancient is under attack.
Attack! You know this hero's coming. You think you can beat out the timing. A lot of teams have thought that. Be it a first pick Spectre or a late pick Spectre, they seem to think, okay, we can push, we can eat the Spectre, but every time that Spectre seems to battle on back.
My spotter guides me.
They do have one of the better heroes in the game for keeping that pressure going, as we're going to see the bounty runes traded off. 2 apiece for each team.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Back home, you can just keep a push going, or otherwise might not be able to conclude.
Yeah, sustain from that, sustain from the Warlock. Heavy team fight coming in with that ultimate when you need it. And all it's one site, much like terribly the hero Ame loves. He can do the exact same thing. Take a rack and instant.
Wisely flies.
Yes, axe kills you.
I'm under attack.
Your ancient is under attack. Your ancient is under attack.
I come with all hell's fury.
Run and gun. Please, trick shot. Take this.
Bury me with my flames.
Gunpowder.
The moment the right click's coming through and crit.
Sure is shooting.
Fantastic hero to get first blood on. They're already moving crit over to the camp whenever they go for the arrow to share that experience. Now he gets the first blood. These early items are so crucial, especially when you're starting relative.
You die.
DotA chữa lành Mỹ rồi.
Run and gun. Of course.
Was able to succeed.
There was a block there from the Radiant. Essentially, we can't ensure
on target.
Stack there and take it over. Nice way that X Nova, that will be worth it. Just slow down, the bigger creep spawning from the arrow.
Center of mass.
So far, so it's having the greatest.
Your ancient is under attack. Your ancient is under attack.
Mày đâm nó mẹ, nó đi cái lồng má mày ngu vừa thôi, con chó múa hoài.
Your ancient is under attack. Radiant.
Đâm con mẹ vào nó đi. Đánh thì ngu lồn đủ má múa rồi nó chết rồi. Ủa má đâm vào nó thì sao? Biết chơi không vậy? Con mẹ mày đâm vô bản thân đủ má xong ngu như con chó vậy, đéo lên trên tàu. Má bố lại.
Sort of keep giving him these tools with the heal onto his own creeps, he can kind of mess up the CS that normally looks easy for a Kunkka. And 3 minutes in now, we see down bottom there hasn't been that much more aggression, but as we've seen already, the leap charges could come out and possibly spell doom to X Nova if he steps too far forward.
Yeah, much like how Ame went down, it can just be over in an instant, but trying to keep their HP topped up. You can see X Nova not really prioritizing himself at all with the heals, trying to get by on only tangos, maybe thinking he can get them to go on him here. He's playing very aggressively.
And the arrow comes out, they found him. A quick hit there onto X Nova and he dies.
Maybe out of practice on the Warlock. I feel like when Warlock's been successful, you got to stay in the box. You don't leave the tower. Anytime you wander around there, that's when you go down.
It's going to have to come back to lane again. Meanwhile, mid, maybe sort of abusing for the moment, as we see there. And again, the CS mess up caused by Sumail. It's the X mark and then TP back, come back with full HP, as well as a bracer.
Yeah, maybe heavily suffering here, though.
Very cool matchup. Play by Sumail as he's pushing him further back, and he just TP'd. He's going to have to use up this tango, and now kind of needs to play scared once Sumail gets 6.
Yeah, likewise, though, again, that whole magic damage, there's certainly a big swing around when it comes to the level stacking up on top of this Kunkka, going for big boat combos. Necros has to be cautious not to get fully one-shotted. If there's a roaming rotation with the Dark Willow as well, there won't be any time to go Shroud.
I did see.
Down bottom, Ame caught.
In trouble. Ame chased down, and with another leap, they secure that kill.
Look at
S4.
Playing so far past the wave there.
S4 has been involved in all of the kills down bottom lane. This has been a hell of a game for him so far. Stun up in the top. FY wanting to make something in return. They have the brambles. They're rooted. The Cursed Crown is going to connect. And Arteezy potentially going to be dove under the tower. LGD to try and dodge away. He gets through the trees and able to escape.
Nice use of the dagger there from Arteezy, but now they move on to Fly, but those long cooldowns for the Dark Willow will mean there won't be any follow-up left for the Bramble Maze. And Dark Willow's just coming online too at level 3. You really want that first kill.
Chalice turned around on as Arteezy is just going to lay into him. The punches come in return though, and well, they can keep playing aggressive on this Spectre. Whenever there is a creep wave underneath that tower, is FY going to try and go for this pull and get the creep wave into a favorable position.
Arteezy just surviving with these raindrops though, trying to catch some of this constant pressure. Meanwhile in the mid lane, the Scythe threat is there from Sumail, so maybe just gonna have to try and bide a sign here before he gets his own 6, and that means he's gonna be zoned away from this catapult.
Sumail is doing so good on these CSing. He keeps on getting denies on the Kunkka creeps, and that's sort of the reason, one of the reasons that you take this here is to be a lane dominator with that Tidebringer.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he's able to play so aggressive too. He just has full confidence in this lane that there won't be a rotation coming in from FY, because if he does get caught by a Torrent into a Bramble Maze, there is some potential there if there's not enough stacks on the Magic Wand.
Farming out, trying to deal with those illusion pressure that came to the top side. As 6.5 minutes in, it's been relatively quiet with the exception of that bottom lane. A couple of dives here and there that haven't amounted to other kills.
Oh, Crit coming through here with a great ward in the mid lane. They know they want to pressure onto Sumail, but speaking of pressure,
top lane, Cursed Crown comes through. Chalice gets the Mortal Strike. The Bramble Maze is down. And going into the Shadow Realm, can they kill him off in time? Yes. Oh, the Fade Bolt though. Crit says no, and now turns on to FY. He's already used the Shadow Realm, trying to run away from him here and pull him into the Bramble Maze as well. Fly moving into position with the Frost Blast, but with the TP out, FY is going to be okay.
Yeah, nice using the Brambles there for cover to retreat, but once again, it's Crit showing up. He has 3 kills already on the Rubik. He has Arcane Boots.
And X, Sumail far underneath the tower is going to be found. The Ghost Shroud is there. A lot of magical damage. He's still stuff the Magic Stick, though. And now walking away from them after the Ghost Shroud. Somnus needs to be careful. He turns with the Reaper Sight bringing him low, but there's the Ghost buff. They kept him alive.
Oh.
Gotta remember the rub.
Dangerous play there, going for that kill without the Dark Willow, but it will work out in the end thanks to the rum there. So Sumail overextends, maybe that ward giving a bit too much confidence this time, as his 2 supports are smoked up. Seeing Chalice rotate in, but that point is still being held now. Possibilities for Reincarnation turnaround, however, seems unlikely with how far away he is from the tower.
Yeah, Chalice definitely under fire here as they have the lift. He will skill it. So Chalice decided to turn around and try and come back for a second life. Wants to get a kill on to Fly. The chase is there. The punch is coming. He is going to be slowed after the fact. And with another Wraithfire Blast, might be able to find him. But Fly fogging away.
He might live.
Skeletons are still going. And instead, they might turn it on to Crit. As Chalice of LGD finds the kill.
Well, not often you get to rotate at 8 minutes and get a kill streak from a support, but maybe very happy to find one. Good choice there with the rotation. Chalice confident in support from his friends, and there's even more lined up here from FY.
They ran into the Brambles, the Torrent, it connects, they got the boat, it's coming down on top of the head of Arteezy as the Mortal Strike secures it.
LGD applying this pressure so well, but EG, they will try and put as much as they can in the mid lane too. X-Nova here just to soak up this experience as much as possible, while all this attention drawn away from Ame in that bottom lane, slowly trying to become a threat for the side of LGD.
This is where things can get so scary very quickly. The Kunkka's rotations, but
another Bramble.
Lane, they lay it down. Trying to hold back for the moment, but it looks like EG are going to possibly be able to secure this tower. They're going to look for the deny. The Cursed Crown coming in. Ame with the Eclipse has found one. Crit in trouble. It's starting to fall. They're going to be able to find that kill and possibly more. Sumail wanted to go for the ulti there possibly, but there's the Lucid Beam, the turnaround, looking for the finish, and Sumail backing out. Yet again, Reaper Sight this back up in 1 second.
Yeah, but how about the timing on that Cursed Crown? They secure the deny there from X-Nova, sneaks it in, and takes away a little bit of that advantage from EG that they were hunting for.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
9.5 minutes into this one. It's 9 kills. We get closer and closer to the level 6s, and it feels like there's a lot of huge ultimates in this game.
Yeah, S4 though, being completely left alone. He's able to help pressure into this tower. XO makes the rotation over, and that vision.
Oh, sidesteps the arrow, still got the heal coming through. They get to the shrine, living through it. Chalice shows up. saving his buddy, and they throw out the Wraithfire Blast. He's low on mana, and now Mirana in trouble. Does have another leap. They're chasing forward. The Curse Crown connects. Can they find S4? They're going to split up for the moment. And the lift should secure the retreat as, well, the Haunt comes in as well. A little bit of a messy engagement as they throw the stun onto one and trying to find this kill onto X-Nova. Arteezy very deep, and they don't secure anything with that Haunt.
Yeah, have to be a little bit cautious there. FY holding that Bedlam. Even level 1, a very scary skill to run into. Trying to predict those wards that have come out now from EG. They'll miss the mark, at least on that prediction.
Well,
Sumail still pressing forward here, feeling confident as can be with that ice armor.
He is very, very willing to go in right now, and just need to be a little bit aware of any potential movements. I mean, Ame is not even in the bottom lane right now. They know that Eclipse is on cooldown, and so they're feeling confident chasing forward for Chalice, who is going to get pummeled into the dust. Dies, no reincarnation that time. X-Nova with the upheaval. S4 is walking into this. The Bedlam needs to leap away. That magical damage, incredibly hard to deal with, and now Crit able to steal it away from him. That is a big pickup, taking that Bedlam.
This is pretty dangerous. There's no core rotations that can come here for LGD.
FY.
He might escape, but they saw that upheaval, and there's no TP back here for X-Nova.
In the meantime, mid lane, Sumail gonna get hit by the Torrent. They drop down the ship as well. The Tidebringer, isn't enough damage. Sumail gets the Ghost Shroud. Able to live through.
Playing to the absolute limit there, and that's now 50 seconds where maybe it won't be around to get successful kills or maybe even defend that bottom tower, but X-Nova, he held it strong. They'll rotate Chalice back down there, now has the reincarnation back up, so a better chance at actually holding it, as well as possible rotations from Ame with that Eclipse if they need it.
I mean, this is really sort of the scary thing, I would say, about the draft from LGD is Luna's kind of been left alone to free farm over the last couple of minutes. Didn't have the best laning stage in the world, but now starting to catch up a bit. As Somnus holding on to a DD run.
Yeah, it still takes quite a bit for the Luna, though, so we're back to that same game 1 plan, right? It's now up to maybe to try and make these plays across the game on this Kunkka. Doesn't quite have the ultimate backup, but in combination with the Dark Will, this is an insane amount of damage, even for a Spectre.
They're moving up top. Trying to find him. FY's smokes break.
So hard to play in the trees versus this Bramble.
They want to find him. There's also Ame in the area, and Arteezy not showing on map is able to dodge away from that gank. If he shows here, though, for even a moment, Ame might make the call for them to rotate in, and these heroes moving down to the south. Arteezy shows the chase coming. Crit is there as well. He has the Bedlam. They take down the Luna right at the get-go, but now they have the X, the Torrent, the boat. It's going to come out again in a second, but no, it's only onto one, and Arteezy just TPing away. They drop down the Chaotic Offering. The boat on top of it. Arteezy caught and killed.
A relatively even trade in the end there, as they of course lost their Luna too, but really pleased with getting the turnaround there from LGD, as there was a gold lead there for the Radiant, or for the DotA rather, so you get a little bit of a bonus there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And a deep ward placed down here from Fly. Looks like it might have been spotted by Chalice, possibly not. It's rather close.
Kind of a cool build from the Wraithkin going right into the Spirit Vessel. That arrow dodge might alert for the presence of wards in the area, although I think he just saw it coming.
Yeah, and with the hood already picked up for Sumail, he's building layers here. He's opting for the Veil after. And that means he's going to be pretty late on any sort of a Yules or something to counter out that Spirit Vessel if he can get it quick enough here on Chalice. But with how much they're brawling, and again, it comes back to this idea of just sustaining, trying to keep these pressures up when the Luna's ready to go with that Mask of Madness.
How quickly can she come online?
Nice scan here from EG. They'll spot out the fact that maybe is lurking up top, looking for Arteezy, so he retreats into the trees.
I mean, this is such a scary time to be playing against a Kunkka. The 4 points in X means that any initiation is going to have a Torrent boat follow-up. And then on top of that, he's been able to build into that 40 damage talent just for that extra little bit of burst.
Oh, FY is going to get found out here after just using the Bedlam to farm up.
Goes into the Shadow Realm. Chalice is there. The Moonlight Shadow. EG walking forward. They see FY in the area, steal away the Wraithfire Blast, and looks like they're going to go for Chalice first, while also trying to take down the kill onto FY. 2 quick kills could be a win here for them as they also commit the Haunt. The Ghost Ship to try and secure their retreat, but Arteezy on the backside takes down Ame, left completely alone, and now Chalice in his second life is looking like he might end up falling. EG making the plays with a 2,000 gold lead.
Yeah, great abuse of the Warlock cooldown there. Knowing that they can pressure in deep like this. They're going to try and go for something here off the Torrent, but no boat able to follow up. No other heroes, so no real problem there for EG. Good use of that forward vision that was placed down from Fly earlier on. Looked like they have a much more well-planned out game plan strategy in the first half of the game. Felt like EG couldn't really find that forward vision and get any good smokes going in the first game, but this time it's them who are pressuring deeper into enemy territory.
And both of the cores right now, for both EG and LGD, feeling like they're just having a rough game. Arteezy only 200 gold ahead of this Luna, and both of them below all the other cores in the game. Based upon this play, it does feel like maybe it's going to need to be Somnus himself to make that space for LGD.
Look at Sumail though, wrapping around here. Once again, might be able to sandwich LGD, but will Arteezy survive?
In the top lane, they got him caught. There's in the jungle. The boat is going to land. The Bedlam on top of that Spectre. They try and turn it, but it's not going to happen quickly enough. They might be able to bring down Chalice, still living through it with that boat buff. Keeping him alive. The chase for more Crit, trying to run. Is he living? He actually survives. And now Crit gets hit with the Tidebringer. 2 down.
Oh, what a save with the urn coming in there. Chalice able to keep himself up.
16 minutes, 9-8. It's only 1,000 gold lead. A very tenuous game number 2.
Yeah, EG will get pressured in the mid lane too with that catapult, so they'll be forced to deny their own mid tower. But at the very least, that means it won't be going over to the side of LGD as S4 secures one for themselves, the catapult of his own in the bottom half of the map. And now Moonlight Shadow available in case there's any more of this aggression from LGD. They have the Warlock ulti, the Chaotic Offering ready to go if they need it. It'd be harder for EG to actually press through. And look, playing like Crit last game, I feel like, or rather last night, FY just camping himself in enemy territory, looking for these solo pickoffs.
Somnus, though, the big Tidebringer. There's the X. There's going to be the follow-up afterwards with the Torrent connects. Can they find the kill? Another Tidebringer shot. No, it's not going to be there, though. He's invis there. He walks in. Able to find him.
S4 trying to push the limits there. He does force a lot of rotations down there. If that means it's buying time for Arteezy, it just might be worth it. They need to get the Spectre going. The other 2 cores far ahead of him on their team.
And you got to imagine that now you're going to be playing a lot more carefully as EG with that Shadow Blade reveal on the Kunkka.
Yeah, and the problem now is that they have the Chaotic Offering and they have the Eclipse. They just want to pressure into this bottom tower. And Haunt will be up, but you're still not quite ready to fight. In fact, Arteezy, he knows he's going to be involved in these, so he is going straight for that Blade Mail. A lot of uncontrollable damage here from LGD. Might accidentally get a couple deaths going, but we often see that the boat rum effect can be very strong against Blade Mails.
And Ame laying into that tower. They bring in Crit, gonna get the lift to start the fight, and they have the Torrent, the Chaotic Offering down. Ame living, but not long enough. The boat's gonna be there, but can it kill off Sumail? I don't think so, at least for now. They have the upheaval onto several. They throw out the Terrorize, not bad with the Star Storm follow-up. They take him down very low and are gonna be able to find the kill. FY almost dead, Arteezy also falling. So already 3 dead for LGD, and EG trying to take this one. They chase down Somnus, a double kill for S4, and now last but not least is the Wraith King.
This time the fight is just much better executed coming up from EGD. LGD, you have Ame, he's just stuck up front. He dies way too quickly. Chaotic Offering isn't there in time for the save. You lose all of your damage of your Luna. And then S4 coming through, finds the arrow on the Dark Willow, slows her up during that Shadow Realm. They don't get any big combination with Terrorize, Brambles, Bedlam. You can just see almost more than double the damage from EG in that fight. Wasn't really much of a fight at all.
And this sort of harkens back to what we were talking about before, the lack of farm that you got on Ame. This hero is not tanky enough to survive that combination as FY. Looks like he's going to try and live for the moment. He throws out the Bedlam, seeing if he can kill off Fly, but no luck at all as they are able to kill down FY. Again, harkening back to the issue, you just can't survive through that burst.
And now Arteezy with that Blade Mill. He's ready for these fights. He wants to push himself in towards that Yasha and the Manta. And if he can just keep focusing down Ame during these fights, they're going to have some real problems. They don't have that true save unless you're going to drop the Chaotic Offering right away there. I felt like it was just a bit too late from Xnova that time.
And also, using the Chaotic Offering means that you're that much less able to fight right now for LGD. And EG going to be trying to take advantage of that, farming across the entire map. As Xnova smoked out Chalice and Somnus, possibly looking for a kill here onto Crit. Tasty treat as there's going to be the X, the Torrent, it connects, the Wraith Fire Blast follow-up, and they get themselves a kill.
This game there is definitely a stronger Roche threat as well, I would say, from the side of LGD, just with the combination of the Wraith King as well as the Chaotic Offering, just controlling the whole pit and all that overall damage from the Luna. Feels very strong for LGD if they can get a good hold of this part of the map. But Sumail constantly doing a good job pushing this out. Looks like they're going to draw a big line from Crit. He seems to think there's going to be a wraparound onto Sumail, so he'll retreat back, and it's pretty correct. Use the Moonlight Shadow to scout this. As the bounty runes are coming up, they know there's going to be heroes here.
Looking for that initiation. Chalice, they have the Reaper's Sight just to hold them in place for the moment until the Bramble Maze is actually able to turn it though, and they take down S4.
Maybe thinking it was just going to be a soul hero there, but not enough damage in time there, so Chalice gets away with one when he didn't have the reincarnation.
X-Nova immediately going to be dewarded, but still, it is a big kill for them, taking down that Mirana, while Ame going to try and farm out EG's side of the map, realizes no Ancients here, to try and steal away.
Yeah, this Luna, only the Mask Madness, not too scary, but once again, that Manta, and then the BKB after. Things perhaps feeling a little bit more dicey there, but another great steal there from Crit. Gets himself the Bedlam.
I mean, he had a great Willow game yesterday. It looks like he might have another one today. Already playing it. Trying to get towards that Yule Scepter. And as we've seen, Arteezy being a lot more involved in this fight means that he's fallen a little bit behind the Luna now, who's starting to catch up. It's still maybe that's sitting top of the net worth.
Arteezy needs fights too, because he's gone for this Blade Mail build. He doesn't have a farm acceleration item like the Luna does with the Mask of Madness. So the less they're fighting to the side of EG, the slower he's going to be pacing. But at the same time, they obviously can only really fight when the Scythe is up and available. They have to wait for that for Sumail. And Sumail, because of the way he started out, by trying to dominate the lane with the double nulls, he goes in towards the Veil. Then he feels like he needs the Hood, because there is this ridiculous amount of magic damage from the side of LGD. But that means he's not going to be able to get anything to dispel the Spirit Vessel early on in this game, as he wants to go in towards that Radiance to have it available for his team, because Arteezy's not purchasing it. So it'll be interesting to see if Chalice can really punish him because of that, as they go after Fly using a Spirit Vessel charge, and we'll now add 2 to the pile here for LGD.
Pick up there for them, and now EG, again, sort of spread out around the map. They have Reaper's Scythe back and available in 10 seconds if they decide that they want to fight, but as I mentioned earlier, the scary thing, Chaotic Offering is back up. They're going to have Reincarnation there and available, Eclipse, all of these big ultimates. And is there a side that you feel like sort of needs to take these engagements more often in this game? Maybe one that scales better into the late game?
Heading late, I think we're just going to favor Spectre. We're just going with that. You know, pretty good hero in that sense, but LGD, they definitely have a better lineup for just pushing forward right now. I think they haven't gotten as much out of it as they could have with this lineup. I would say EG have been playing very well. Keep this one as an even game. Feels like they just had like way too many movements early on. Things that perhaps LGD weren't really expecting. And a lot of downtime on some of these ultimates for LGD. Like they've had Chaotic Offering for a long while, not really finding the way to use it. Not a ton of solo pickoffs really right now for FY. And EG, they push forward here. Don't even drop any aggressive wards really, and they're still able to secure most of this tower.
There's the blink reveal, and Sumail caught yet again. The boat's down. They have the Chaotic Offering, everything, but Sumail's still living through that one after the fact. Arteezy on the backlines finding X-Nova. He's throwing out the upheaval now, which is slowing down EG so much, and they're cutting in this miasma of despair. Although they are able to turn it, the Eclipse turnaround isn't enough. The Blade Mail, a triple kill for Arteezy. And now, finding more here as well. It's going to be the Rubik dead, a double kill for Chalice, and they found another. Fly, the captain, trying to run. Somnus pulls him back in. He's stuck again to the side, trying to get out of there, but they will eventually hunt down and kill off the Lich.
Maybe just such an important hero to keep alive during this. I feel like he really needs that next big item to try and fully secure this game for his Luna. Did the ton of damage. Actually, so did Chalice, considering this Wraith King is basically blinking in there. 2,400. And Arteezy's Blade Melee paid off. Got a couple of kills, a triple kill for himself. But the fight is secured. The tower is saved for LGD.
Now, it was a big comeback for him, but as we can see on the net worth, it's starting to feel like LGD's heroes are eclipsing those of EG after that last fight. Only 1,000 gold still separating these two squads.
It's going to be so much chaos in these fights now for FY, as well as Ame, hopefully, to work around if you're on the side of LGD, right? If you can get in this BKB for Ame, he's going to feel like you kind of have to commit the site almost sometimes. See if you can burst him down, but then there's going to be this rum reduction, and maybe he's going to be trying to make as much space as possible in combination with Chalice. These BKBs are pretty brutal. Looks like that smoke was spotted from the side of EG. They draw a line predicting that they were going straight towards Roche and then onto the high ground, but won't be correct. They're actually wrapping around the other way. So EG going to be trying to hold this high ground here and set up for a big arrow play here from S4 potentially. Yeah. Trying to bait out Fly at the forefront.
Well, in the last couple of minutes, you did see the Spectre get to level 15, getting into more of those stats. Just all of these items and abilities to try and keep him alive.
I believe we call this the Dangler. The smoked up entire team around Sumail right now. Like, oh, they want to smoke. You know, they're trying to find this big kill. So we're going to sit all around him.
Somnus Maybe going to take the bait. He's just going to go for the X play and then immediately afterwards into pushing out the creep wave. But they have maybe found another Ame. Realize trouble's a-coming. They're trying to chase. They have some leaps.
Lockdown problems again for EG. They don't have these really guaranteed stuns. No real long initiation for him. I mean, you look at LGD, those kind of moments, you can just drop the rock. You can try and throw it a Curse Crown, at least give some chance of a chase. Or you can even go for an X mark. Nothing that's too simple right now for EG. And now a Blade Mail picked up for Chalice. Plenty of uncontrollable damage on the side of EG as well. But at the very least, that big rotation did secure this tower. They've gone for the beginning, but Arteezy.
He's caught again. There's the X. There's the Torrent. Everything connects. He's falling out. No, he haunts away, but still going to be killed off. Neutral creep deny.
Oh, Arteezy finds Ame doing the Ancients, and the Prowlers he hates saves his bacon and get the kill. The boys finally pay off for old Arteezy.
They got him. Random in the All-Star match, but here it happens. It's still going to be a BKB finished off for Ame.
No, he's spotted out here, though. We'll use the BKB.
Just going to run after Sumail, but needs to get out of there.
Yeah, there is a Yule Scepter there, so a little bit difficult to go for that kill in combination with the Yules, and then he's going to have the Death Pulse to go with his Ghost Shroud, so backing away likely the best choice. And they'll be happy on EG2 that they at least burned that 10-second BKB.
Still a 3,000 gold lead for LGD as Somnus looking for initiation on the fly, but can't quite get in range for that X. They have burned through a couple of those BKB charges already, as they will head to the top side.
Yeah, Chalice and his army are just pushing in this tower. He is a reincarnation, he's a Blade Mill. Not an easy target to force off here as the Skellies go to work.
I mean, it's just really hard to deal with this Wraith King who can keep aggressive no matter what's happening. And if you happen to step up to try and defend, blink stun.
And you heard PBD talking on the panel about these heroes you want versus the Dark Willow. They don't have any of those heroes that can really target you down. Basically, it has to be an arrow or something stolen from crit. And that's why FY can just camp that high ground and live there forever.
Curse Crown, the Yule Scepter afterwards, but movement in. They just use the Yules. Crit finds the lift, but can they find any more? The X, the Torrent, he's going to Yules himself, keeping himself away from that boat, but there is a heck of a lot of heroes right after him, and the Chain Frost, they're able to walk away from it, though. Popping that Haster, and Somnus dodges away from the arrow as well. Chalice still living through this and thinking about want to take the fight. There's going to be the ulti down. The Terrorize as well. On to 3. They're all fatal bonded together. Chalice trying to chase. Can they kill him off in time? S4 also caught under fire. Falling to the grave.
That was such a dangerous fight for EG. The second that Chain Frost dissipated, they lose out on the big edge on that fight. Chalice, the one in the forefront, pressing forward. This is what they want, deeper in.
And they find the Torrent. They found their man. A double kill for Somnus. They're all in the grave right now as the tier 3 tower is going to be assaulted. And it changes just like that.
The danger of the Luna. Yes, you can buy back on the Spectre, but what can you achieve without the Haunt? It's coming back now, but it's too late.
And the tier 3 tower down. It is now barracks that are falling. They have buybacks on 2 of their heroes, but this could potentially be another tier 3 tower.
Oh, the only answers they could have had in that last fight, maybe a big steal or something from Crit. There's so much pressure on this Rubik, but they were so fast on the upheaval afterward. No chance the Chaotic offering. Maybe you can find one now, but they're 2 racks down.
You can hear the crowd here loving every second of it. The LGD fans and EG needing to find some type of another answer.
This is the lower bracket final. Never say die. You have a Spectre. This hero has done it before. EG will be playing to the bitter end. And they got to find some big plays right now to Sumail. He wasn't able to go for that greedy play on the Radiance. He did have to step back for this Yules. We've seen it useful a couple times. It means that the Spirit Vessel won't just simply destroy him. They need to find big Reaper Scythe kills. They need the big steals from Crit. Everyone needs to play at 200% right now because you're down 16k at 30 minutes.
Suddenly you see the balloon up in levels. You're getting close to level 20 talents for all of the cores of LGD. And the highest level hero on EG right now is 18 on Sumail with that Necrophos. So we take another look at the fight, and again, you look at this, it feels like this could just potentially be one hero picked off, but they feel like they can fight.
Yeah, and then this is what happens, is maybe Space himself, the Chain Frost is now gone. Chalice is the one in front. This is an ideal setup of a fight for LGD. What more could you ask for? I mean, look at that, instantly there was a steal from Crit, but how fast was that upheaval? No chance of the counterplay.
Great showing there from the Warlock. X-Nova, he was the big pickup for LGD in January. Was able to make sure that they couldn't turn that fight around against them, getting that upheaval off.
And now the Roshan secured. Just playing out the game right now for LGD. Those basic mechanics that you know, how to win a game in Dota when you're ahead, but on the big stage, Just one little thing can turn everything awry, so they have to be careful.
30-minute mark with Roche picked up now. And possibly Ame ready to just, if they want to, clear off the rest of the shrines too. Shut down the map, constrict EG, and make sure their movement's not going to bear fruit.
Yeah, Ame, he's already secured himself with the BKB. Now he's going back in towards that butterfly instead for the extra armor, the evasion, trying to go defensive on both edges there for the physical and the magical. And all they really feel like they're going to need is that last set of racks. The mega creeps will feel devastating in this match for EG. But they're still a tier 1 and a tier 2 to get through. But EG at the same time, they can't just give away all their lives or they will just throne you.
18,000 net worth lead right now. EG backs up against the wall. They just need to keep trying to get whatever farm they can. Obviously, every time they leave the safety of their base, Somnus is potentially a threat.
Yeah, Somnus is, he's trying to threaten there with the Invis rune and everything, but there is a Observer and Sentry placed down here from EG, so they're not coming out to fight. They want the best battleground possible.
They have really good vision in the area. They're moving in. Spectre, Haunt available and ready to go in this fight if they so desire to take it. The jump forward, the find onto Sumail. Gotta be careful. The Spirit Vessel is already on top of him. Chalice, still 2 more charges.
They got the D ward as well, so they have to place up another ward now. Crit trying to get as much vision as possible. With that tower down, they've lost their opportunity on the high ground. They're going to pull back.
Chalice walks forward yet again. The Terrorize is out. It's there. The fear, the catch. Is it going to be the kill? They take them down. Sumail, no buyback for 65 seconds. Crit wanting to turn this. He throws back the Wraithfire Blast. Chain Frost bouncing around a little bit. But Arteezy, he went for Ame. Couldn't find him. S4 trying to leap away. But he's only going back to the fountain.
LGD smell blood. They're going in. Maybe pressing forward.
And they find themselves the kill. FY able to take himself another. Fly lifted up in the air by the Torrent. EG, last heroes left alive. It's a blade mail from Arteezy trying to stem the bleeding, but it's not happening. Another in the grave. EG all out of focus, in trouble, and inside their base. This is looking like it's going to be it as Sumail, last one alive for the team, dead again. And GG LGD are moving on to the grand finals.
LGD just looking like the better team today. A fantastic draft. The Warlock guarding the Luna, giving themselves a great chance there, moving forward. A couple slip-ups there at the beginning, couldn't quite find their footing, but once this ball got rolling, EG just couldn't stop it.
There you have it. The winners make their way out to shake hands with EG.
What a fantastic run by them, though. I mean, coming into this tournament, amazing they even gained the respect of being one of the top contenders here with such a short formation time.
Feeling the love from the crowd. Absolutely fabulous story for both of these organizations and a top 3 finish with EG. But that does mean LGD have a date with Destiny in the grand finals. So we head back to our panel.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. There we have it. We have our 2 finalists, and PSG LGD move on to the grand finals of the International. A clean 2-0 sweep for PSG LGD as they take down Evil Geniuses and stop that miraculous run. Winter, let's focus on game 2 first. Obviously, we just wrapped up that one. PSG LGD seemed to be in control.
Yeah, it was really, really great that they were able to win with the Spectre in the first game. And second game, they were facing up against the Spectre. They knew what heroes to pick. They were really good against the Spectre. They played really well against him. They had really good team fights, and they were able to pull out ahead throughout the game.
Yeah, March, I mean, Spectre seems to have kind of risen in terms of priority with the last few matches, given how strong that hero is.
Spectre had really good success in this tournament. However, that hero was a flaw in the laning phase against like Wraith King and Dark Willow, and then I don't think EG was able to address that issue, and that's why LGD could have so much impact in the mid game.
Sin, I mean, PSG LGD, a lot of people expected them to go through the upper bracket all the way. They've still made it to the end. Do you think that they're up for the task as they move on to the grand finals?
Yeah, I think so. The series against OG was incredibly close, so I'm expecting this to be a close finals as well, but I think LGD has gained some valuable experience
And something from the second game of the series that I think is going to be really important going into the finals is that LGD rediscovered a couple of heroes. When you go into best of fives, you need to sometimes get creative, have a bit of a bigger repertoire, and picking up this Warlock and Luna that I think we haven't even seen on the main stage from any team in any game. They pick them together, they win a key game, and that might be the thing that gives them a bit of an edge going up against OG later.
Let's talk about those heroes in specific and also in general, the strategy you talked about. I mean, do you think this is something that PSG LGD has always had prepared, or is this something that they just discovered in the past day?
I think when you're in these positions and you start learning more and more about specific heroes and pairings, you just end up trying to counter them with an old idea you can rediscover.
All right, well, let's hear from the winners themselves. They're moving on to the grand finals. It's Casey with Chalice.
And joining us as well is Helen to help out with the translation. Congratulations, Chalice. 2 dominating games in this series. How did those feel for you? This is your first time playing at TI.
非常恭喜2盘就是很有实力的局。你是第一次打 TI， 你现在感觉如何呢？
说实话，跟平时打那些比赛差不太多吧。
To be honest, it's about the same as other tournaments.
Just another day playing DotA.
就是跟平时打 DOTA 一样。
没有，跟平时打比赛一样吧。
Not just every day with the tournament.
Interesting. The crowd has been going nuts for you guys. How do you feel about the fan support here at TI, and what do you want to say to the fans watching?
感觉这个场馆就是你的主场，那么多粉丝帮你加油，有什么想跟粉丝说的吗？
也没什么特别的吧，就谢谢呗。
Thank you.
Grand finals coming up next. You're facing OG. This is a bit of a rematch. Any lessons from group stage that you're going to be bringing with you, do you think?
准备就要去打总决赛了，这也是一个复仇战嘛。有没有在小组赛准备了一些事情，就是之前学到的要带进这场总决赛呢？
其实我也不是很清楚啊。昨天他们商量战术跟讨论 VP 的时候，我一不小心睡着了。
Actually, I don't really know. When they talked about strategy yesterday, I fell asleep.
Well, it's working for you, so I would say keep sleeping. Congratulations, and we will see you in the grand finals.
非常恭喜，然后我们也会在总决赛见到你。
谢谢。
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Casey, and thank you, Chalice. Of course, now has to go get ready for another match, but let's focus on the match that was just played on stage. We talked a little bit about the new picks coming out, and then on the other end as well, I mean, Evil Geniuses, they seemed to adapt a bit as they were going through the lower bracket, but it faltered off as they tried to take the Spectre themselves in the second game.
Yeah, I want to go to what Sin mentioned earlier, like rediscovering the heroes, and there's something that I feel that has in common between the heroes that picked in the last 2 games. They have been focusing more on team fight. I mean, we've been through this discussion before that teams have understood how to play the laning phase, so it becomes less important to pick like a very strong dominating laner when you understood how to play the lanes, and so you can go for maybe more team fights. You draw the lanes, maybe you go 50-50, but because you have better team fight later on, you're going to be able to control the later parts of the game.
Yeah, March, this is something we talked a lot about in terms of the kind of growing differences in meta between the upper bracket, lower bracket, and particularly the focus on the laning phase. What is your take now that obviously the brackets have finalized into a grand final? What was that last match? Was that a mix between the two, or would you say it was PSG LGD showing just which meta was superior?
Talking about the meta, I feel like also the roles in the offlane is changing a bit, where before you would put him on the more like a carry position, even if it's an offlaner. But from what I've seen, the successful teams such as OG and this LGD is that last game, Race King was playing like a carry, but he was going for the upgraded urn, which was very impactful in the mid game against heroes like Necrophos. On the other hand, where Seth played Enigma, I'm not exactly sure which team he was playing against, but he went like Vanguard, Crimson Guard, Pipe, and all these kind of tanky items for the mid game team fight. So I feel like it's kind of changing back to past few months ago, where offlaners would just lane and get a lot of team fights items, so where this position 1 and 2 can shine more.
All right, well, Sin, EG, obviously still a great run, although it falls just short of another finals for them. I mean, is this a result that you think a lot of people expected from EG, or is it well above expectations?
I think it's really hard to say, right? They look great toward the end of the NA qualifiers. They go into this tournament. They have an excellent group stage. I think after the group stage, expectations definitely rose. Going into the tournament, you say, is EG going to get top 3? I think a lot of people would have said no, they will not do this. After the group stage, it seemed relatively likely that they could place this high. So I think it's a great result for them. I would guess overall they're pretty satisfied with this as well, given how the short time frame and everything. So yeah, I think, you know, just getting high placements at TI, whether it's top 3, top 4. I think there's very few teams that are going into TI and they're like, we're so disappointed we didn't get first or second. Like, this tournament is extremely difficult, and top 3 is a great result.
Yeah, obviously there are emotions in the moment, but still, nonetheless, a top 3 result. Well, we'll have a chance to hear from Evil Geniuses themselves as Machine waits well under the players.
Well, I'm not Machine, but I have got Fly with me, who is, of course, the star here. Fly, can you talk to me about what it was like for you going into this series?
I think we felt pretty okay going into the series. We played LGD in the group stage. We didn't really overthink anything. We just wanted to do what we did to get us this far. But, you know, they were better today, so.
You haven't been together for that long. And, of course, you don't feel like it right now, but coming top 3 after being together for such a short time is quite an accomplishment. What do you think allowed you to rise and grow as fast as you did?
I think everybody on the team is really talented, and we just had pretty good synergy and chemistry as soon as we joined the team. So it's definitely like a good group of people, and we all feel pretty good about each other. So,
what's the future for you?
It's hard to say after you just lose. So, you know, you take some time, you talk to people you need to talk, and then you see what happens.
You've got a lot of fans here in Vancouver. I'm just gonna give you the microphone, and this is your time.
Just thanks to everybody cheering during the matches today and throughout the whole week. You guys really, you know, make us feel very proud and honored to represent whatever country, NA, anything. You know, it really means a lot to us. And also, of course, shout out to LGD for playing such a good game. Good luck to you guys as well. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, Fly. That applause is definitely yours. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Shiver, and thank you, Fly, for taking the time. So that wraps up Evil Genius's run in that last match as they stood up against PSG LGD. Do we now then look at the match in hindsight and say, this is PSG LGD just showing us what they're made of and how ready they are for the grand finals?
I mean, it shows a lot about their preparation. The coach, QQQ, behind like the 5 players, I think he's done a really, really awesome job bringing them up, like putting the playstyle together, drafting for the team. Like, I think he's the unsung hero for LGD so far.
Yeah, I mean, the coaches, that's something that we focused a lot on, right, as we hear about their preparation. Hours and hours of mock drafts. Now, obviously, PSG LGD, do you think, Cinderin, that they've had enough time to prepare as they've watched, obviously, OG grow throughout the tournament as well?
Yeah, I think so. And I think I had a conversation the other night about who ended up winning TI from upper and lower bracket, and I think it's about 50-50. So there's no, like, historically there isn't a clear advantage from coming from the top or the bottom. It really depends which team is just stronger in the given tournament. I would say when you look across the span of this and the entirety of the tournament from start to finish, LGD has looked more consistent. They had a better group stage than OG, but OG just caught that sick momentum in the upper bracket. And now when you get to the finals day and it's these best of 5s, momentum is great, but you need to win 3 games. Right. And I think LGD in this last series, they just looked really, really good, and I would consider them the favorites based on that.
I also agree with Cinderin where I favor LGD more in the grand finals because I feel that they have more of teamwork and their basis is good where they're really fast at adapting. And then I'm sure they have learned from OG the games where they played in the upper bracket, so I'm looking forward to the LGD in the grand finals.
All right, so PSG LGD moves on. Of course, unfortunately, a lot of Evil Geniuses fans out here and a lot of fans of those individual players as well. Their story ends right here in that 3rd place. But, I mean, let's kind of review their run. We talked about it during that interview with Shiver as well. Hasn't been a full roster for a long time in that formation. I mean, Winter, this has to be impressive, right, for them to grow as a team and go this far in TI.
I mean, it's for sure it's impressive, but at the end of the day, they're still going to be disappointed they couldn't, go beyond. They do show a lot of improvements compared to the last 2 months where they just formed. Huge improvements in draft, huge improvements in teamwork, chemistry. I think it's certainly something to be proud of, what they've done so far as a team.
Yeah, of course, Finest for joining in and being able to kind of upgrade this team as a whole. But then on the other side, Arteezy and Sumail, 2 players who have always stood out as individual names. And I mean, they still performed as individual players. They've put up the numbers that they've always kind of been expected to.
Yeah, I don't think there was any particular reason EG lost from any individual standpoint. I think everybody did their job. They all played well. But you get to the end of this tournament and all the other teams will be on a similar level. So maybe if one day you're playing 90% or you're drafting 90%, sometimes 90% is not enough anymore when usually during the groups, you can maybe play a little bit worse. And it's okay because you have just a skill edge or an experience edge, but these other teams that they've been facing toward the end, you got to be on your 100% on your A game.
I mean, that's why that the people around the team, the staff, the coaches, the analysts behind the team, this is the moments where they get to shine. They have to help the players deal with the pressure, do as much prep for them, each individually. I think that's something that we should pay attention more in the future.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that a lot with Bulba as well, right? Just kind of the lightheartedness that he was able to bring even in the middle of a match, and then, of course, celebrating with the players yesterday after their victory. March, we got to watch a lot of Evil Geniuses on this panel as we've covered the later part of the days, but what's your thoughts on their growth? I mean, it was definitely visible as they went through TI.
Definitely they have grown a lot, and then, like you mentioned, they've been together for only 2 months. And from the matches where they look dominant in the laning phase, but kind of weaker towards the mid and late game, I feel like they had a weaker teamwork compared to some other top teams here. And then I'm kind of scared to see them later on. If they stick together and keep building their teamworks and more, how scary this team can be next year, maybe.
Yeah, again, not that much time as this squad, but EG now out of TI. Only 2 teams remain, and of course, right now, all attention is on PSG LGD. They just won that match 2-0, not allowing EG to put up much of a fight. They're going up against OG, obviously a heated match between the 2 teams prior in the tournament. This rematch, do you think it's still going to be pretty even, Sin?
I think there's one of 2 things will happen, in my opinion. I think the most likely outcome is that the games will be relatively close, but I give LGD the edge. But the other one is, it's the grand finals. How well prepared are you? LGD are warmed up. They're coming in hot. So I would say most likely outcome for me is probably LGD winning by maybe 3-1 or 3-2. But it could also, I've been very wrong about some things earlier in this when you predict. It's so hard to tell, really. If you asked me a week ago, is OG going to be in the finals? I would never have placed them there. So, they've been super impressive. Both teams, so much momentum, and I can't wait to see the games. I feel like you just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, I think the match between these 2 teams was one of the most exciting ones that we've seen at this TI so far, and there's definitely a lot of expectations from fans on both sides to really look forward. Well, right now, of course, tons of fans were in the arena for PSG LGD and Evil Geniuses, and Slacks is out there with some of them to take their take on the last match.
Hey, Chobra, how you doing, buddy? Everybody is coming back into the arena right now to see this grand final game. Sir, what are you hoping to see in the grand finals? LGD number 1! We're getting a lot of that here today. Gentlemen, what's your name?
My name's Brandon.
Brandon, how are we feeling for the grand finals, sir?
I feel pretty good. I'm going for OG. Think they're going to win. They better win.
They better win? What does that mean?
Oh, I don't know.
It's kind of threatening, bro. Did you guys, anybody have OG or LGD in their compendium? Anybody making some big boy money? Okay. These guys don't care about compendium points anymore. OG, 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 OG. Trying to do an interview here. Oh, man. These guys are going insane. Chobra, I'm sorry. I think the times for interviews are over. People just want to see some DotA. Am I right? This is all we got for you, buddy.
Thank you, Slacks. I mean, fans on both sides, the OG fans trying to strike back against the PSG LGD fans. Well, it's good to see that everyone's really excited because I think, you know, you look at the two teams, first of all, like you mentioned, Sin, a little surprising to see OG in this matchup, so that's exciting. And then we've seen them play before, Winter, and that match was spectacular.
I hope we get to see a lot of different heroes. We saw the Wraith King support, and just now we saw the Luna being back into the scene again. I just can't wait to see more different heroes. I know these two teams are going to bust out something that we've never seen before.
Yeah, I sure hope so, right? And OG, March, we talked about their hero pool kind of being unique, and maybe this is a time for that to really shine against a PSG LGD who's starting to hint at some new heroes themselves.
Yeah, especially when OG is winning in the grand finals, and I've been mentioned before where these teams put a lot of efforts preparing like what they want to use in the grand finals. So I can expect a lot of new different strategy from OG with different heroes. So I'm super excited for that.
Gentlemen, let's focus on OG a little bit, right? The ones who have been waiting in the grand finals. This is, in and of itself, already a miracle story. I mean, this squad, the individual players themselves have some stories to tell about reaching a grand finals, but then as a team, right? Kind of left in shatters, and then they come back, and now they're top two. I mean, the story could end here, and it could be a fairy tale.
I think that it could have been a fairy tale yesterday as well, and arguably maybe even the day before. Like, it's just, I think this team is just so happy that the impression that you get when you see their player interviews after matches between, like, they're just super happy to play together. They're super happy to be on the stage, and they just enjoy every game. And when you have that kind of mentality that you're just in there and you're in the zone and everything is fantastic, the communication is just on point. They're not scared of doing something creative, and because they feel like they have nothing to lose, right? So in a way, maybe there's more of a pressure on LGD in a sense because they're more expected to deliver on this level. OG can do whatever they want.
That's true. Well, we've talked a little bit, hinted about the story of OG. Let's take a quick look at their tour here at the International.
Without an invite to the tournament, OG underwent a roster shuffle that saw 2 new players join the team. It meant a grueling path through the open qualifiers to even reach the International.
They've already taken the fight against OG, now they come back with a 3-man surprise! OG, what did you expect out of that?
At first, they struggled in the group stage, but a 6-2 final run helped secure a 9-7 fourth place finish and a trip to the upper bracket. On the main stage, Group B winners BGJ Storm were ready. They drew first blood and kept on rolling, but riding the play of the newly returned Anna, OG weathered the unrelenting pressure. In a sudden reversal, they obliterated BGJ Storm to take Game 1.
Position to get themselves some of these objectives. There's no buyback on 3 of these heroes, and OG streaming forward. Anna gonna take away the barracks.
OG lead by a game to 0.
Game 2 began in OG's favor, and with another big showing from Anna, they held that momentum, taking the game in a 2-0 series.
Hey, turn on Lorenzo, get the bash, find the kill. MSS also in trouble. It's all a BGJ Storm ball.
Next up, it was a grudge match versus Evil Geniuses. The series started with a bang by Thompson's Invoker.
Thompson goes once for now, Jarek jumps forward, the Fisher, the cold snap, the Spirit Vessel, he just does so much! Thompson finds the double kill.
Game 2 also looked like OG's to win as they opened a lead with an aggressive lineup. But EG showed classic TI resilience to spoil the sweep.
Quick gets the kill! No doubt that was one of Jarek's! EG hold!
We have a series on our hands, tied 1-1 between these two teams.
In the final game, EG tried to smash OG's defenses, which bent but did not break.
OG now feel like they can maybe try and take this fight, but Somali's in. Taken out with a homing missile, they'll get up Teasy. Can they get anything more? They're able to find Tiny. They're able to find Fly, the buyback hard from Anna.
Oh boys, I think we did it! I think we fucking
Anna's clutch buyback haunt wiped out the enemy and earned OG a spot in the upper bracket finals.
OG win the series 2-1.
OG took on PSG LGD with a spot in the grand final at stake. OG and Thompson erased PSG LGD's high ground defenses to take a one-game lead. But PSG LGD turned to Somnus's superstar Storm Spirit in the second match to force a Game 3.
And White, oh, maybe! Take it back. He actually goes down, but deep inside the face. Somnus is looking to end this.
In the final clash, Ame's Terrorblade was monstrous, and in a buyback-fueled push, PSG LGD threw all their heroes at the OG throne.
There's your slap. There's the dunk. There's the play. Dirax, the savior of OG.
With the help of Jerix's Earthshaker, OG barely held on, storming across the map on a victory push of their own.
LGD have nothing left. OG have done it. It goes the distance. It goes to 3.
Massive underdogs at the start of the tournament, OG have crushed all the favorites, riding high on their way to the grand final.
There we have it, the miracle run by OG as they now await the grand finals against PSG LGD. There's so much we can say about the hype around this matchup, Winter.
Yeah, the improvements as well, like the wide variety of heroes that they've been picking. They show no fear. They lose one game, they just come back the next game, they pick something else. And they've been the only team that has been picking Outwarden and this Quasvex Invoker. They're just like amazing to watch.
Yeah, I mean, OG has continued to face adversity, and they've overcome it every time. And, you know, we look at the matches and we say, well, it looks like they should be broken down at this point. And then they come back, and not just stronger, but perhaps a little more lighthearted and able to take the match in stride, March.
I've seen an interview where No-Tail said, like, Thompson was one of the ones saying, like, don't worry, we can win lane game when he was playing Arc Warden. And he's the first time TI player here, and then he's doing that for just, like, experienced players. Maybe he's like born to play well.
Yeah, I mean, Thompson, of course, the spotlight here for OG. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a chance to hear from some other great minds as well as Shiva awaits with Puppy and Yapsor.
Yes, thank you very much, Joe. Indeed, here with Puppy and Yapsor. Yes, thank you. And we're gonna use the whole panel area for this one because we got Machine and BSJ on the other side as well that we're gonna rope in at some point. First, welcome to the panel area, Yapsor, Puppy.
Thank you for having us.
So it's gonna be OG LGD. And I would just want to hear from you guys first what you think about this grand finals, Yapsor.
I personally think the team that gets Earthshaker will win.
Okay.
Pretty much. Like right now, FY and Jarix are two of the most incredible position fours right now, especially with on Earthshaker. We've seen what they can do. So I'm going to be looking for that hero.
Yeah? How about you, Puppy?
Well, I've been watching OG and LGD games a lot, and they really truly play some awesome Dota, so I'm just ready.
Yeah. Machine, how are you doing over there?
I'm good. Hello!
Hey.
I'm good. I mean, something that I really am intrigued about, and BSJ is joining me as well to talk about this one, is I've had Kuroki say it, I've had a couple of players, I've heard people in the green room say at BSJ that OG are kind of not accepting the meta, they're doing it themselves. And it's about adapting or dying. Like, you know, you have to adapt throughout TI.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm very intrigued by this.
Yeah,
I mean, what is it that makes their game different to everyone else's?
I feel like they have the confidence to do what they know is best. Like, it's something where you're not going with the norm because you're like, I've played thousands of games of Dota. I've tried this before. I'm way better at this than anybody else is. Like, they don't know this hero or this strategy as well as I do.
Sure.
And that just leads to them out executing on heroes that people aren't used to playing against. People are unfamiliar with it. If you haven't seen a certain strat before, even if you're a professional level player, that's a lot about like understanding that level of Dota is being prepared for what to expect.
And if you haven't seen, you know, a particular play or a particular strat, but you haven't seen a particular player as well, this Thompson story has got me just tingling. It's so ridiculous. He's earned over $3,000 in his professional career. He's sitting there streaming. Puppy, I think you know Thompson, right?
Yeah.
And basically, like, they hang out, they see him. He's on TI Grand Finals. It's so ridiculous. He's got 3K in his bank account, and he's stepping into TI playing for 11 million. It's just absurd.
Yeah, he's just a maniac. I've honestly played a few pubs against him, and like he'll win his lane, and all of a sudden all 3 lanes are dead within like the next 5 minutes, and you're just like, where is this guy coming from? He's playing all these heroes you never see, and you're like, they say no fear, but this guy's just got the confidence to do whatever.
Does it make sense, you know, over with you boys from Secret? Like, how is someone stepping onto their first TI and looking? I mean, he's tipping people while he's life draining them.
Yeah, I mean, he's very used to that stuff. That's his game.
That's his style.
That's his style, to destroy pub games, and he just kind of came into TI and destroyed pub games, basically.
Does the tipping actually affect
I mean,
players, you think?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not really necessarily. Overall, we do mute like Virtus Pro and stuff because necessary. Just necessary. But it's not really an issue. It's mostly for fun. Tipping is like more natural, but the noise itself, like from the shoutcasting and whatnot, chat wheel stuff, is pretty usually annoying if you're trying to focus.
Do you mute your enemy players?
Super mute.
Super mute.
Yeah. Double mute.
Double mute.
Everything.
Everything.
So we are the only ones to hear the chat wheels.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is all right. And it's totally fun. But just for us, we need to focus rather than hear that.
OG, LGD, I think both teams have taken a very different route to get here. I mean, not just this tournament, but I think over the whole year. Yapsor, OG in the grand finals. Were you expecting that?
I don't think anybody
No,
was, really.
right.
There's no way. It's just like you have a coach that became a player. You have No Tail who swapped roles and became captain. You have Anna that came back, and now you have this new pub player that's like completely. He's not your ordinary pub player like Thompson. He's very obnoxious. He's a weirdo. He's a very weird player. Like.
But that's being obnoxious in Dota is a good thing, right?
Sometimes, most of the time, yes.
Most of the time.
It's like usually like LGD. You see this team, these monsters, and like you know that nobody can beat them at what they do right now. It's like you can't beat them with normal Dota, but you throw in some weird Thompson in the mix, and it gets weird. You know, it's like his heroes, his item builds, and it's like what kind of mid player buys Meteor Hammer on Invoker and plays Pugna on Monkey King? Like, what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not your classic Invoker, Aghanims destroying the game. It's not your classic Shadow Fiends and Pucks or Quops, you know? It's like, he's playing Pugna on Monkey King and Invoker Meteor Hammer. It's like, what's going on?
Is he the reason why OG works? Why this iteration of OG works?
One of the reasons.
One of the reasons.
Yeah.
It's truly funny though when you know, we saw Sebastian become from coach to a player. He literally is in a booth, and I could still see him being a coach.
Yeah.
At the same time, he's just, you know, papers flying and stuff. You know, the same things happening.
That's an unfair advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have 2 coaches, man.
Yeah, they have 2 coaches. Like their coach, like he does the draft and everything. He puts the papers in a way and starts playing. That's not fair.
So when are we gonna see Sunby replace someone? Because if that is an advantage,
I don't know about that one.
Let's talk about LGD for a little bit, because LGD obviously a team that I think before TI everybody was expecting to see them in the grand finals already.
Well, Chinese year though.
Chinese year.
Yeah. Now it's time to see if the curse is real or the curse has been lifted.
Well, I think for most of the people in the audience, definitely for the loudest people in the audience, they hope that the curse is real. Chinese year.
Yeah. I mean, is it really a curse?
At the moment, for Chinese fans, no. But at the moment, for OG fans, yeah.
True.
So, there's that.
Yeah.
Why do you think LGD is as good as they are? What makes them special? I mean, that's a tough one, right?
You probably want to point out like Solo said.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of, you know, talking that players have, and one of the things like Solo talked about was when they watched the replay when they lost against LGD, they're like, how many mistakes they actually made. In 2 games, 1. Like small mistakes, like not picking up something
Missing
correctly,
spells, all of that, that's okay.
That's
like,
not really truly like strategical mistakes, but like in game, only 1. That's
in one entire series.
Yeah, one entire series, and that's
against Virtus Pro.
Yeah, that's dangerous. That means that you guys are on point, playing really well, and yeah, they do have players that are just very capable.
I think mistakes make watching Dota fun when players make mistakes.
But what I find so interesting about that is this is a team you've just said made 1 mistake in a series versus Virtus Pro, and yet they don't really know who the captain is. Like, you know, that's twice we've seen them say, oh yeah, I don't really know who the captain is. Oh yeah, he's a captain because he has the crown, but he doesn't really talk much. We take it in turns. That baffles me. I always feel like a hierarchy in a competitive environment makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like their strategies are just. Kyle said it's like painting a picture. You know,
Okay.
you don't really understand it until it all comes into fruition. But like that last draft I use as an example, they first pick the Spectre, and you think, what beats Spectre? And you're like, okay, we're going to pick a hero that farms faster than her, and then we just have to make sure we can survive Haunt. So they pick Kunkka Boat for the sustain, Wraith King, they have Warlock, and it's just like, you see this, and not only is like the whole game plan constructed that, like, it's easy to see after, but they're doing it during. And then all these players also understand that. So even if you don't have a distinguished captain or like somebody who is on the hierarchy, if everyone's on the same page, it just doesn't matter. Like, it explains why they're not making mistakes when their strategies are so like thoroughly thought out.
Yeah. Have you put much thought into that, Puppy? As in, like, I mean, you've always kind of played in teams with a clear leadership.
I think there's always dominance in a team regardless.
Yeah.
If I would have to choose somebody from LGD and tell him like this guy's the main guy, it's maybe. And he just gives that power, in my opinion, from his plays, the way he does things, and you know, he looks the dominant LGD player, and everybody else kind of starts, you know, coming in with their pitching ideas and stuff. There's still something that is hierarchy.
It's like a democracy almost. I think this has been a lot of fun. I've been told to go ahead and give it back to the main man on the panel. So thank you so much, gentlemen. Shiva as well.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who joined us. It was great to listen to you guys on either side, kind of giving your opinions back and forth. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for the grand final. But in the meantime, we had some people here on the panel, but Casey's out there with some fans to hear their reactions.
Yes, yes! We've been practicing. What did you think of that last series?
That last game went by way too quickly. I'm here to see Dota, and I'm disappointed when I see 2-0 stomps.
You want all the games.
I want all the games. I want 7 games. More games, more items, more time in this arena watching Dota.
We want more! All right, you guys, we were talking earlier. Who do you want to win the grand final?
I think I want OG win-win.
I'm disappointed that EG is out, but I'm rooting for LGD now.
Oh, LGD. What about you guys? What? Ugh. Who are you rooting for? I think I know the answer. Go ahead.
LGD!
All right, let's just get a quick poll. How many people here in the bowl want LGD to take the whole thing? And how many people for OG? That's tough. Do you guys think it's going to go to 5 games?
I hope it does.
Or Dota.
Or Dota. Everyone here wants to see a 3-2 series. Just like TI3. Come on.
TI3.
Yeah, 3-2. Nothing's more exciting than a 3-2 series.
Let's start a 3-2 chant with me.
3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2.
I think he'll keep chanting that throughout the whole series if we let him.
My voice is gonna die if I try that.
Back to you guys. Chobra, this is gonna get nuts. We haven't even started the grand final yet. People are already hyped.
So excited. We hope to hear more of that 3-2 chant. I think that's one thing that fans on either side can get behind, just watching more great Dota. Let's talk about PSG LGD a bit, right? They just came off of that win, and I think it's interesting what Puppy mentioned is that as the players were reviewing it, PSG LGD, 1 mistake in 2 games, and that is scary.
Yeah, that's... I don't remember the exact series, but it sounds like the LGD that I've watched in some of their games where, as they point out, and I think that's something that's important for fans to understand when it comes to this, is that the players make mistakes in every game. There's always mistakes. That's what makes the games. That's what makes it exciting. But the big mistakes that you want to avoid are the really big strategic moves where you walk up a bad high ground, you get team wiped, or you
Tìm lông mạch đón gió đông.
can't do, or you go for big team fights when you have 2 ultimates on cooldown or something. You miss a spell here or there, it happens to everybody. But the big decisions, those are the ones that win games, and LGD are almost always on point. They had a mistake against OG yesterday, however, in Game 3, because that last 3rd game that they did end up losing, maybe a bit overzealous trying to go for the Ancient in that situation. So it can even get the better of LGD when the game is tough enough.
I mean, you can call that a mistake, but it's like ultra late game. You're trying to win the game, you know. You're trying to do something that changes the face of the game. So I kind of feel like it's not that fair to call it a mistake. I would say they're just trying to win the game, and they didn't calculate something. In the end of the day, a buyback or anything. It's not everything is under your control.
It's not an easy. You know, you never know what could have happened, but.
All right, well, thank you for those. Something to look forward to, I think, for LGD. Do they continue on this clean
nó bị
streak?
lỗi quá
Let's
mày
take a look
ơi.
back at how they've actually gotten here as they await the grand finals.
PSG LGD arrived at the International on the strength of a top 3 finish in the DotA Pro circuit. They found little trouble in their group stage.
Could it be a triple rampage? Yes, a triple rampage for Army.
You gotta be kidding me. Taking games off each team, except for a 0-2 set against Evil Geniuses to finish 11-5, third in Group A and good for the upper bracket. On the main stage, their first opponent would be DPC standouts Virtus Pro, whose success in the world's biggest tournaments made them a team to be feared.
They want Ame here as well. There's no rotations coming.
Oh, good gust there, but might get a little bit of trouble now as they chase him down further. The toss forward, they throw out the tree, every dang thing, but now there's another black hole. They're slowly going forward for more, and LGD are willingly walking into them.
But despite dropping into an early hole, Somnus and PSG LGD stood firm.
The only heroes alive are the Enigma and the Bane, and they're calling for the Tier 4 towers.
Stunning Virtus Pro in Game 1 and making a
Your
solid
turn
push
to
to the
bat.
throne. In Game 2, they maintained the momentum.
Nhậu đi.
5 seconds remaining.
LGD running over the corpses of Virtus Pro.
Building a massive lead to drop BP into the lower bracket.
And GG is called.
That was an emphatic victory. Look, it says it all in Solo's face. What just happened?
The next challenge would come against defending champions Team Liquid, but PSG LGD's FY and Somnus weren't about to bow to history, determined instead to create some epic moments of their own.
Challenge, no banner required. I think this one up first up next.
Your turn to pick.
Have effectively wiped Liquid in 2 parts of the map. It is absurd how well this team is playing right now. Fighting into a blade mill, he's gonna try and finish off Somnus. Double kill for Somnus. He is not letting Liquid come back into this game too.
10 seconds remaining.
Statement win, 2-0. They made it look easy every step of the way.
Just like that, PSG LGD overwhelmed another contender. Facing the only 2
Your
teams
turn
that
to
outperformed
pick.
them in the DPC season, they didn't drop a single game. But in the upper bracket final, PSG LGD ran headlong into Upstart's OG.
Chasing up to Anna, but with the corner and the black cannon, Somnus cannot repel firepower of that magnitude.
Despite spectacular individual performances from Somnus
Tìm lông mạch đón gió đông các bạn.
PSG LGD fell just short in a 3-game series, dropping the set 1-2 and falling from the upper bracket.
LGD has nothing left. OG have done it. It goes the distance. It goes to 3.
But that wouldn't be the end of their story. Facing a determined EG squad in the lower bracket finals, PSG LGD would not be denied.
This is looking like it's going to be it as Sumeo, last one alive for the team, dead again. And GG LGD are moving on to the grand finals.
PSG LGD making it back for the grand finals. A great run. And of course, I mean, both these teams, they've met each other a couple times in TI so far, once in the groups and then in that upper bracket as well. I mean, Winter, PSG LGD took down both VP and Team Liquid. I mean, that alone is a great feat for them in the upper bracket.
Definitely. That alone is something that most teams would have dreamed of, like playing the 2 strongest teams in the DPC season and beating them 2-0 straight. And yeah, they're gonna be in like really, really good form right now, and I just can't wait to see the game start.
Yeah, well, the players are getting ready, but what are they fighting for? In fact, it is the Aegis, and I believe Slacks is right by it right now.
Hello, Chobra.
I'm over here by the ages with some fans of these different teams. Now
The
this
pain
is what
train.
This is what everybody is looking for. Right here. The big glory, the most amazing thing.
30
Dota,
seconds
the
to battle.
symbol of the champions. And we got some fans here that are supporting these teams. So, OG fan, right?
Mariana.
Của bạn.
Best of my kind first. This broadcast about to play the grand finals. They want to hear something from their fans to hype them up. Do you have any words of encouragement for Team OG?
Yes. OG already defeated LGD once. You
Oh,
started with
yes.
It's gonna be easy.
The battle begins.
You already beat them once. You can do it twice. I like it. Very good. Sir, what's your name?
I'm Steven. I am the biggest OG
Your
fan. I
queen
put them in my
moves.
compendium 3 months ago before TI started whatsoever.
Học vui mà vui.
Best support players.
Here, here.
The #1 mid player.
Má tưởng
You cannot
lùn
give
rớt
this
thì mới là
guy
à
in
nhớ
poker.
luôn.
He's
As I
amazing.
will.
And Seb in the off lane is fantastic. He's grown so much as a player. OG,
Feel
you guys
this.
got this. Nobody can stop you. No tail, slay China, bro. You got it.
Oh, man.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Your middle tower
But
is
as
under
my good
attack.
friend Nahaz would put it, there are two
Attack.
sides to every story. Sir, LGD fan, right? Yeah, of course. What's your name? William.
Radiant's
William,
courier
they need to
has
hear
been
it from
killed.
here. They've come so far. They're the last Chinese team. The crowd loves them. Talk to them. Give them some motivation.
Come on, LGD fans. Shout out Invincible. 不可战胜的 LGD.
Very good, sir. That worked
yes.
really well. Sir, who's your favorite player on LGD?
Maybe.
Any words specific?
Forward.
Yeah, maybe I've been following you for so many years. You are such an amazing player. You can do it this year.
Suffer.
Go get it. Go get it, maybe. Oh, so one more.
Yeah, I want to take this opportunity
Scream.
to say thanks to all the players and teams who have been here, giving us fantastic fight performance. You know, being as a Dota
Reign
fan,
of pain.
that means everything. I feel so happy and honored to be here. And shout out to all my homies looking back at home. Dota forever, boys!
Đéo đủ
Dota
tiền.
forever. That was beautiful. Well done. Okay, we are one last.
The one other guy I forgot to give credit to is their coach.
Here, here.
Christian is fantastic.
I'm under attack.
To destroy LGD
The
in the
pain
grand finals.
train.
Let's get it.
The crowd is still divided. The boys want the ages. But we're going to see who takes it very soon. How you guys feeling over there, children?
Your queen moves.
It's great to hear the fans so genuinely thrilled about just great Dota. You don't see fans often
love
taking the
bite.
mic to thank all the teams and players for a moment before we go into the grand finals. Now, we've talked about the two teams, and I want to bring focus, March, to one thing that came up as we were talking to some of our guests, is that Earthshaker,
path
right?
to
Has been an
pain.
integral part on both teams in their victories so far.
Yeah, Earthshaker definitely a
A
game-changing
royal
hero,
path.
and especially I want to mention out the item builds changed. Dagger, you like force step, or like shadow blade, some kind of different items, and being able to have this action of the new founded item that makes the hero so much stronger. And then power ways where you can help the mid or secure the off lane.
As
really
I
good
will.
value in that hero.
This is going to be either decision maker in this match.
It's going to be a highly contended hero. It will be very in
Denied.
multiple games, and it might turn into a ban at some point.
Oh,
We'll see how it goes.
yes.
Obviously, both teams have ridiculous records on it. I believe. I'm not 100% sure about OG's score on it, but I think OG are 6-0. FY playing that hero. However, it's at the main stage or across the whole tournament, so they're very comfortable. And yeah, it's going to be one of
love
the
a
many
struggle.
heroes that will be important.
I mean, do you think it's something to do with the
Top is up to something.
Like Silence and makes the Earthshaker look really, really good too?
I think LGD also likes Tempest, but it's very good with the silencer for sure. It just gives you that incredible team fight. You get the jump and you counter the counteractive.
Scream.
So you like Echo Slam and then Global. Definitely one of the pairings that both teams have played and had great success with. So absolutely.
Forward.
Yeah, of course, we saw them picking up that earlier as well. Well, we actually had a chance before we go to the grand
Into
finals
the
to hear from players who have been in the grand finals before and
Rồi,
TI
tìm
to
lên
talk
mặt
about
đất nó
the
đông hoài với
pressure.
mẹ mày.
Submit.
Welcome. Go ahead.
bindings
How
tighten.
exhausting is a TI?
Feel
Is this
this.
truly a test of your spirit?
I felt like last year my body was like preparing for a war for 2 weeks or something.
Share
All
my
this adrenaline
pain.
and like constantly my body finals were over. I was
Oh,
like every
yes.
part of my body hurts actually.
去打决赛的话，就把这当做一个普通比赛，因
You
为
are
不管打什么比赛
simply
都想
not
赢嘛，
worthy.
就是想赢下比赛，就没有想。
Go in the game and don't care. Like you just came here to play, so you play fiercely.
You just play the
，forward.
没有想特别多，我就觉得我既然正好走到这了，我就想可以好好的
Does this hurt?
过两个。I mean, I get the idea of like kind of letting your mind go and just
Pain builds
another game. I mean, it's not. 当时在威斯打T6， 然后打决赛，然后就是观众。 几乎所有人都在喊威斯了，就有一种能量，就感觉坐在这里打了，就感觉那个
Agony. Radiant's courier has been killed. Your queen moves.
That's the special thing about TIA. It's like it's the last event and everyone's gonna go 100%.
Suffer. Rain of pain.
那个感觉可能是我这一辈子最棒的感觉吧，可能是这样吧。
Oh, yes.
感觉好像全中国的人都在支持你一样，就感觉搞得跟我拿了冠军一样，真的那种感觉，真的很爽，你知道吗？
Mới lồn con cặc gì tìm lên mặt cho nó đâm ngụ má.
I can't help but feel when that trophy lift is going on, it's not completed. It's
A
like
love
relief.
bite. I'm under attack.
It's more like a kind of a sad moment that the DotA just stopped.
A path.
Cái lồn cũng đông như chó.
With your friends and just really enjoyed your time and then you lift the trophy.
Here, here.
Going home.
我的话，这么多总决赛下来，
As I will.
就是他跟他说
Scream. Submit.
As the losses were, it was more difficult to watch two other teams play in the
Your
finals.
queen moves.
T2的时候吧，因为T2的时候在老王爹，然后整个队伍状态都非常好啊。最后总决赛，然后才开始这样连着2个 BO 上被锤没了，
Pain builds
那种感觉
character.
就是看着IG 夺冠嘛，就感觉很不甘心嘛。
No pain, no gain.
Not for the money, just for like, yeah, me too, man. What about
Oh, yes.
None of them? Wants to lose 1 or 2.
Yeah.
我也想我自己会赢，但是就不管什么东西还是看本事嘛。如果我有那个本事，我能赢的话，那也觉得挺正常的。那如果别人比我们厉害，别人自己有本事输了，也是服口服嘛。
Why has that never been
attack?
Winning TI takes a certain
Má năng lượng kêu rồi.
It's pretty unlikely that it's going to happen
Here,
twice.
here.
I mean, it's more likely that the best teams are going to, finish towards the top, but the best team doesn't always win.
杀入决赛了，因为我们只有1个晚上的准备时
Quickly
间嘛，
now.
那没什么好说了。那想的肯定是把对面往死里怼。
I love a struggle.
第一把赢了，被连发3把给击退。
Regeneration.
其实还是挺遗憾的嘛，那肯定。
A
Lộn
roll.
luôn cái đỉnh mẹ.
Were competing on something else, sports or like video games or whatever. Without this
Forward.
feeling, you wouldn't win anything because if you just don't care about the game, about you being
Má tìm lên mặt cho nó đông quái lộn.
是就从 TS 这一届突然奖金一下飙升到这么高。
Tại chữa lành đủ má như chó.
我们打了一辈子10%奖金高。
TI is like the end of the year, right? This is like the event that we all look forward to. All anybody really wants to do is qualify and compete in this tournament. And so when you get here, you're just excited.
Oh, I felt that.
There we have it. At the end of the day, but of course, as Judy mentioned earlier in that video as well, it is the grand finals. And you can't possibly say it's just the same as any other game that you've played before, March.
That's true, but I have never been in the grand finals.
Sure.
I don't know so much about it, but hearing from a lot of the people saying that it's a normal game and like OG, for OG, they're playing over their
Quickly now.
expectations and
if there's any team that can take this as a normal game, maybe just OG here.
Yeah, I mean, Winter.
Forward.
Let's talk about that part that you mentioned a little bit about they're not
Here.
two-time champions yet, right? OG and PSG LGD that trend. Do you agree that it's really there is a certain amount of luck and timing involved in winning PI?
Yeah, there's like
I'm under attack.
Maybe like the match as well. You guys know that this hero and suddenly at the tournament this hero becomes really popular. Just
Feel
be stable enough to utilize that bit of luck that's going to be available in the game.
Yes.
Yeah, and then looking at the bracket, obviously this time, how do you think that played out? Obviously, a lot of teams coming up from Group A actually dominating to the end of this tournament.
Tìm lắm mạch đấu cho đông.
That all of those teams got to play against each other. There's so many strong teams. It's very unusual. I believe the top 4 teams in this tournament were the top 4 of Group A in the beginning. So that's, I don't think we can. If all of these teams are the really strong teams, playing official games is always playing 100%, but
death comes in at the
end. But you get all of these extra games in, and you learn new things that the other group doesn't. They can watch your replays, but it's never the same as getting the feeling in the game.
What do you think about OG against the top 3 teams, EG, LGD, and Liquid? First
Reign of pain.
I think that was hugely important. I think that's why they learned all the stuff they needed to get through this entire bracket and of course get 14 their group in the end. They got so much experience, so great replays to look at.
Yeah, OG taking advantage of kind of that hyper training they were able to have as they entered the international. Well, PSG LGD versus OG. I mean, gentlemen, let's talk a little bit of a prediction. I'm not asking for like scores or whatnot, but how do you...
Your bottom tower is under attack. Yes. Your bottom tower is under attack. I'm sorry. Did you say stop?
And they are able to, get more information.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
They did have some extra time, like maybe 1 hour from now. Definitely OG.
How are you three also calm about this grand finals coming up? Is it like the players? It's just another DotA game for you guys. I mean, this is OG versus PSG March. Do you see this going
into the bottle?
Full length, 3-2.
I want to see some crazy games where OG pulls out some crazy strategy and want to see Flash losing Thompson.
Here.
You'll fight for sure, but like
there's a part of you that thinks
quickly
it's not gonna go that way.
I feel like you need to show more.
Not going anywhere.
Feel this. I'm under attack.
More because usually the stronger teams wants to play more games, right?
Quickly now.
That's an interesting point you bring up. I mean, this is all just speculation, but since
the treasury grows,
kind of predicted that
I think that's hard to predict. They might have considered them the favorites,
but
they obviously did need to prepare for both teams. They've had some time to do it. As far as this final outcome goes, I want to say that when you look across the winner bracket and when the games were won, I feel like OGD at their best were better. Their wins were more dominant.
Here.
OG did go through the upper bracket, but they had two 2-1 wins, and LGD's 2-0s were
the
pretty clean.
Train.
The ones that they got against VP and Liquid, they just looked pretty dominant, honestly. Game 1 against VP perhaps could have gone the other way, but LGD just... I'm still favoring them just because I think they're pretty higher. Right. And when it comes to it's the element of surprise that they have to do. So I'm expecting there's a lot of creativity from them.
Not yet! Forward.
I do feel like they have that.
Yeah, a lot of times it did feel like OG was kind of able to force mistakes.
I'm not
Lồ má, nó tìm lông mạch đấu cái đông mình luôn.
Let's start with Thompson, right? The easiest one of all.
Dire's
It's just a very apparent story. This guy did
Your
not
bottom
imagine
tower
being
is
on
under
the stage,
attack.
and now he's playing for the very last
Radiant structures structures are fortified.
I mean, to a certain extent, I think it's
Your bottom tower is under attack. The enemy's top tower has been denied.
Just playing another DotA.
Yeah, like he is the guy that doesn't really give.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
That makes a move that no one else wants to make that move because you like if you talk about the veteran players or maybe the more
It's not
experienced
time
players, they've been through the phase
As
where
I
they
will.
something bad in the game, so they are a bit worried. Maybe sometimes they don't want to make that risk. But if you look at a newer player, he's the one that I'm just gonna do it. I don't care. If we win, we win.
I think
It's not time yet.
that kind of style because NoTail has always been a bit like crazy and he just wants to, you know, he's like screaming in the booth. He's going crazy. He loves trying new creative stuff, playing.
My house.
I'm not ready.
I feel for him sometimes too that he just goes a bit maybe too crazy. But when you have a player like Hobson who can empower and NoTail
Tìm lắm mạch đối với ông quá
for your team because you are holding a lot of weight on your.
I'm under attack.
It's fine, you know. That's a bad.
Alright, well, a fantastic combo to have watched so far for sure. Definitely want to take some time to talk about the PSG LGD players in a little bit. But right now, I mean, this arena, the Rogers Arena, is filled with
yes.
Where are you? You're talking to a couple more, it sounds like.
What's up, dog? I'm still here, not on the stage, and I have heard. What's your name? Jacob.
Emerald.
And who do you guys hope wins? T.I.? Okay, now that that's over.
Quickly
What's your
now.
story, sir? What happened? So I proposed, and
DotA. Double damage.
to watch T.I. and then you
Radiant's courier has been
Before we
killed.
get started, let's get a zoom in on this rock. People, come on!
Your fountain high hopes for
You were.
Very embarrassing. Let's go.
You are.
Give him the
No need đâu.
Your top tower is under attack. Oh, radiant structures are fortified.
Pretend like they emailed me and did a really big favor.
Cần cái
I want to
lờm.
look like a nice
The
guy.
pain
Here we
train.
go.
Chi. What the fuck? No need ulti, bro.
Forward.
Bro, that was such a big hot dog. Oh, look at this hot chick
Your
over here.
queen moves.
What's up? Oh, do you know this person? A little bit.
Đánh một tầng ulti.
Oh,
Does this
boy,
hurt?
looks like you want to propose. What are you gonna do? I hope you're
Đón gió đông.
Go ahead, sir.
Here, here.
Licky. Will you please marry me?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
No, not yet.
Tìm lông mạch đón gió đông
She
cái bay.
says yes, only if OG wins. They have to win. You're OG fans. You can only get married if OG wins, okay?
NoTail, please, for the love of God.
I'm gonna be real with you. She's a catch, and this is, I don't know how this is happening already, NoTail. You've gotta win, dude. This is his only chance.
Do it for love.
All right, here we go. Whoa! Hey, give it up! Oh, that was not asked for. Keep that at home, you animals. All right, well, back to you. Love is in the air, and so is death. We want to see some games, boy. Chover, take it home.
Yeah. I'm very confident. Suddenly, OG just, it almost looks like a clown fiesta what they're forcing in these games. Like, I don't.
Onto OG's side.
Thompson still sitting fourth lowest on the net worth at the moment on his Invoker. He has a long way to go if he is to recover this game.
Yes.
It's one of those games like,
Trên DotA mà nổ má, mày cái ulti lâu lắm, bỏ đi.
Here, here.
He's got him in the Selling Storm, but it's going to wear out Zame. He can doppelganger up, but the homing missile, of course, will prevail.
Earn charge acquired. Nice. There he goes. He was getting in that danger territory. He's about even on net worth with his Shaker. So that's a little bit scary, but Just takes a couple of team fights for them to get back into play. But LGD, they've been kind of doing a good job of making sure that Underlord is not the one in front. Usually Underlord's your big buffer in between your weaker heroes in the back, but they just come from all sides. They can swoop down on the IO in particular and the Invoker. None of them feel safe in fights.
And they always know where everybody is because of all these aggressive wards they've got down because of taking those towers early on. So right away they see JerAx for a moment stepping outside. They start running at this IO immediately.
And they know they have wards, but they just can't find them.
Yeah. Some pretty unique ones coming out here.
Tao lên sạc là mới giải quyết được vấn đề. Một kích thì đủ quá.
He's got the pipe.
Có dây,
Will
không dây.
turn, tries to root down the two of them, but Chalice forces himself out. The glimpse back will be there onto F1, but actually sets up a bit of an echo slam. Still, the damage is enough from OG. Is JerAx still alive for now? They look to chase down Chalice. Here comes Somnus looking for the angle. Out it comes onto Anna, gets the damage out. The boat flying through as well. The Glimmer Cape on Anna is enough to keep it safe. No, the X-Mark drags him back into the joint. He's still alive for now.
Lâu vậy?
Anna,
Má
can he
Exodus
survive
quan
for
trọng lắm á bay.
to JerAx? Oh, he can't!
Nó lủi vô 2 round.
Anna will go down.
The sleep on the Underlord. You saw Seb trying to run toward his teammates. He just gets slept. He can't bail them out.
Another successful fight there from PSG LGD, as you could see OG trying to set up, glimpsing the Shaker back. And sure, F5 does go down, but he gets his skill set off. He's able to buy that time for the rest of PSG LGD and come to look and fight. But Somnus just get trapped, but he was able to X himself before the glimpse. Gets himself back away.
Growing stronger.
That was OG's reveal of their pipe as well. So that's why the echo came out. It was good for disable.
Battle Royale.
And they still aren't able to beat that one.
Your queen
I'll take that as tribute.
A royal path. Invisibility. Quickly now. Sound of the
You broke my whole unstoppable. Accept your death.
Yeah, on honest JerAx. Does have the 25% experience. Four levels away from that big level.
Suffer.
They're smoked up.
Đéo được chơi game đủ
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Chops him apart. JerAx will take Anna out of this. Gets him away from
The
PSG's
pain
movement.
train.
See if they are prepared for JerAx on the return. You can see F1 hunting for the location, and he has found it. He's ready. JerAx will come back in. He's got some time with the Glimmer Cape, but F1 knows that he's around, goes for the stun. The torrent comes out from Somnus. They'll get JerAx.
Roshan has fallen to the radiant.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Quickly now.
For Seb to also keep pushing top, get those lanes out, save his Gyro.
DotA rồi sẽ thua à? Má mày tao thua quá nhiều rồi. Mẹ đéo ke.
This'll come in handy.
Right now, Chalice is running all over.
Yeah. Thompson is actually fully committed.
Scream.
He actually did 1 point in the XR. He is
The pain train.
The tower taken here by the foot of Chalice.
Nice.
Seb.
My pain tolerance increases.
Just getting shipped out as well.
As I will.
Maybe even Kunka.
Oh, yes. Not yet. Submit. Did you forget your safe word?
Boarding journey that he was looking to make.
A royal.
pretty important for him. Any type of kill like that matters, though. You see how OG
It's not time yet.
Now sticking in their jungle, making sure they can farm this gyrocopter up.
Your queen moves.
These fights. Really needed that BKB so he can counteract the Earthshaker as well as that concept.
And not getting feeble.
Pain builds character.
X-Nova, yeah, he's super low forward, but I guess a lot of
prioritizing the nightmare a little bit more.
Worthy tribute. Forward. Dire structures are fortified. Your queen. The enemy's bottom tower has fallen. Scream. Your middle tower is under attack. Hail. The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah.
Your middle tower is under attack. Dire structures are fortified. No Your middle tower is under attack.
Đèn mẹ nó rồi.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen. Dire structures are fortified. You got it coming. The pain. The enemy's bottom tower has fallen. The enemy's bottom barracks has fallen. It's not time yet! Oh, yes.
The Torrenters were on the top. He's got Anna. Moving over to BKB. He does not have the staying alive. Chalice. Will he go down the rocket barrage? Does find it. Anna will get the kill onto the Enchantress.
Into the bottle.
Very low is Arme. FY. Looking to chase him. He's got the Glimmer Cape, but he's being trapped.
Here, here. The enemy's middle tower has fallen. Feel this.
The control setting up for another kill for Arme.
Share my pain. Not yet. Worthy tribute. Not yet.
They should have a good shot.
Quickly regeneration.
Without any sort of further interruptions coming out.
Thêm tu lem.
BKB timing's just
As I
don't have the damage to go through it just yet.
And Invoker is supposed to be that best.
Oh, yes. Suffer.
Thêm tu lem. Thêm tu lem.
I'm under attack. The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Does have backup though. He's got Anna Rosal in the static storm down on top of the Enchantress.
Oh, yes.
Close the BKB. The tornado comes up inside, catching the two of them. In fact, the three of them setting them up. Somers gets the BKB out there. Turns for the timing hit. Let down by Arme. Anna wanting to fight Challenge. Everybody goes down, holding down Thompson on the side. Sets up Arme for double kill. Somers sees them a third.
Attack.
Trying to get out of it, but he's not going to make it. Arme.
Sát DotA.
As OG just cannot take
Here,
a
here.
team fight, as you're saying, with these BKBs on LPD, there just isn't a
Má hèn con cặc chi đép ghê mấy bố.
You're just trying to not lose them that bad. You don't want it to get to the point where they can storm off their high ground.
I'm not ready.
Vô đá chết mẹ.
And every single time too, we see the Braum coming out. We see Armin runs in, he's got the flash on his the Braum counteracts all of the combo that Gyro wants. You throw the call down, get your flash that way.
quá, game
It's
dễ rồi.
not time yet.
Đúng răng đánh đã với liền.
Not yet. I'm not ready. The pain train. The enemy's top tower has fallen.
He's absolutely going to feel like this unstoppable force.
Not yet. Into the bottle.
Except on the disruptor.
Your queen moves.
Gets the secondary damage.
Fit for queen. Scream.
Thêm tụi lấy giật mà em luôn.
The enemy's top barracks has fallen. Yes. The enemy's top barracks has fallen. Pain train. The enemy's middle tower has fallen. Yes. The enemy's middle barracks has fallen. The enemy's middle barracks has fallen. You now have mega creeps. Quickly now. Oh, yes. The enemy's middle tower has fallen. The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Đủ má hụt.
Dire structures are fortified. Here, here. Your queen moves. It's not time yet. Oh, radiant victory. Yes.
As you said, LGD won't be too fazed by that at all. They were happy with it going nonetheless. It's top lane, Somnus looks for the cleave angle. Into Anna he goes. Anna getting dragged back into the torrent. Seb's going to come in as well as Jarrett to look to help him out, and that will keep Anna fine. He's trying to turn, but Somnus pops the BKB. X-Nova's coming in as well on the Bane. He's baiting them. OG have to be careful. Chalice, they're already there, looking towards Anna. Anna into the trees. The X-Mark coming out, but there's the re-relocate back out. The Eye will escape with Anna, but No Tail's in trouble. Arme again, just swarming on top of the Disruptor. Picking up these kills.